Hey girl, what up? Well, 1 second. Gotta collect this stuff. I was gonna hang up. I got this other little thing I was gonna hang up there, but I took my nails out to the garage and the hammer. I didn't have time to get them. Dang it. Anyway, how are you guys? Um, Hi Patty. Hey Sarah, Christy, Wyatt. Profile pic. Is she a troll? That. Huh? Hey Christy. How many of you guys, is everybody, is people, is there anybody not familiar with this? I just actually kind of got caught up on it a few days ago because interrogation files, are you here? So he gave me the report. It has the transcripts from that body cam, and it has like some of the reports. He sent it to me, so it made me want to look into it. He's like, hey, I want to send you this report if you want to do a live. And then I was like, man, I haven't looked into that yet. And then it got me looking into it. And it's pretty interesting considering the dad got arrested. So this is now the second case where the parents were arrested. Well, we know the Crumbleys, both parents were arrested. Now this one, the dad's arrested. Now I feel, from what I know so far, I feel more. Now I know the Crumbleys took off and hid. Okay. I know that whole thing. But the reason I feel like this one, I feel more like the dad should be arrested. And I do feel like the Crumleys should have been arrested, but I feel like their sentence was a little harsh. But this one is crazy because he promised that the guns were locked up. They had that incident in 2023 where that Discord, we're going to watch that body cam. There's a body cam in 2023 that the FBI saw this Discord where somebody, supposedly it was him, claiming to gonna shoot the school up or whatever. And they went to his house and they talked to him, and his dad's like, no, he knows the safety, I'll talk to him. And he's like denied it all. Supposedly, like he said, the guns are locked up and stuff. And so the fact that he had access to that, I mean, and the fact that, yeah, your son tells you that he didn't write that, but there should be something in your head. Like, of course, a kid that's writing that stuff, if he did, in fact, write that on Discord, of course, he's not going to admit it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, come on, make sure those guns are locked up because there's a chance that could have been him. Anyway, I saw somebody ask the date. I want to see what is the date of it. I'm just looking that up real quick, and then we'll watch that. We could start off with the body cam because I think that's a good place to start off in 2023. And then I have some stuff where like the mother or the aunt is saying like how I guess Colt had like a really bad upbringing, like stuff he saw with his parents fighting and stuff was pretty crazy, I guess. So we're gonna get into a bunch of stuff. I have like a file of a bunch of stuff to go through. I don't know if we'll get through everything. We'll see. It might be a two-parter. Sometimes it's hard to like determine how long things are going to take. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's going to take hours, and then it takes like 1 hour or something. I feel like I have a lot of stuff. September 4th. Okay. I was just trying to look it up, but September 4th. All right. And then there's a few body cam or a few videos of classmates like taking videos during it. Well, most of it's after. There is one that's during it. Like you hear the gunshots going off, which is crazy because like they're sitting in the classroom and, oh wait, that's the cold one. And you hear like, the shots, and then everybody's like screaming. I can't even imagine what those kids felt like, it's crazy. Man, these earphones, hold on a second. All right, you guys want to start with the body cam? Well, let me show you a couple pictures. So as those of you that are new, that who were, his name is Colt Gray. He's 14, right? Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. I don't even have my screen shared yet. All right. That's this one I'm going to share. All right. Okay. So let me share a couple pics real quick. of them, and then we'll watch the body cam first because that's from 2023, and we'll learn about that, and then that'll be like an order leading up to the actual shooting in 2024. So here is, this is his mugshot. Okay, so that's Colt. He's the kid that 4 people died. I don't even know how many injured. Because I know 4 died. I'm not even sure how many more got injured. Okay, so that's Colt. Now let me get, I have the dad's right here. This is, why does it do that sometimes? This is the dad's mugshot, okay? And then the mom, she didn't get arrested, but she's got, there's some history that I learned about her. She seems like she might not be too stable, but this is his mom. Here's another one of his mom and him. Here's another one of him and his mom. Here's him and his dad when he's younger. Obviously, he's pretty young right there. Here's one of him, Colt. Let's see. There's another one of Colt when he's a little bit younger. Just there's pictures here. There's a gun laying there. I saw that. I don't know. I was confused who that, if that was they brought it. Okay, so here's, says Colt and Jake getting it done. Just show you some pictures. That's, what else? I guess this is his parents kissing. And then this is from the body cam that we're going to watch. So in 2023, like I said, well, we'll watch it and then I'll talk about it. But this is him. This is his parents and him when he was younger. Okay. I think that's good for pictures right now. Yeah, I think I showed a good, oh, here's him and his dad when he's younger. Here's one more of him when he's younger. And we'll do one more. Okay. That was the one of his and his mom. Okay. So let's watch this body cam first. You know what? Actually, hold on a second. If I have, I should read the report first. Is this it? Yeah. Or no, hold on. Give me 1 minute. I want to find the FBI thing. So maybe that'll give you like a little bit of a, I think I have it somewhere. No, that's not right. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's the report I have. Hold on a second. I have it here. Okay. The interrogation files it gave me. Okay. Here it is. All right. I'm going to read this first and then we'll watch the body cam. So the narrative of what happened with the FBI seeing the Discord and stuff. So yeah, I think it'd probably be better to just read this really quick or read some of it and then here. All right. Thank you, interrogation files, for this, by the way. All right, so let's start with this real quick. So narrative, so this is July 25th, 2022, received a writ of possession. The writ was to remove Colin Gray, which that's Colt's dad, right? And all others along with their property from the residence. While looking over the writ, I noticed the writ was granted on June 1st, 2022. I inquired about the date on the writ and was advised the writ had been rescheduled several times due to the weather. I was advised to make note of this in the report. I responded to the location to execute the writ. Upon arrival, I made contact with the moving crew, ESI, eviction services. I went to the door of the residence and made contact with Marcy Gray, which that's Colt's mother. I advised her why I was at the residence. She requested to see the paperwork for the writ. I showed it to her and she questioned the June 1st date. I advised her due to weather conditions, the writ had been rescheduled several times. Corporal Couch also explained the same thing to her. Marcy gathered some belongings and left the residence. ESI eviction crew removed the property from the residence and placed it outside near the driveway. So this is just another incident. So the threat was in 2023, but there's like a different couple narratives in this report, or there's a couple reports that are in this. Anyway, so while the crew is bringing the property out of the residence, I was advised they had located some firearms and hunting bows in a closet in the master bedroom. I collected these items and completed 2 property receipts. I left copies of the receipts on the front door and also ran the firearms with dispatch. A copy of the property receipts will be attached to this report describing the firearms and hunting bows. While on scene, ESI replaced locks on the residence. Hey, Kelly, thank you. So, oh wait, so that incident was, I should have read that, writ of possession, all other offenses. So home river group. So I'm a little bit confused what that exactly means. Incident type, writ of possession. Okay, so that's that. The next incident is going to be abandoned vehicle. Okay, so this is another on incident date is September 21st, 2022. Okay. On September 21st, 2022, at approximately 14:59 hours, I responded to I-85 South, a mile marker, 133.5 reference, an abandoned vehicle located in a construction zone. Upon arrival, I located the 2014 gray BMW. At the request of Mr. Russ Grimes with C.W. Matthews, the vehicle was removed due to blocking construction. The vehicle was not in the roadway. Attempts were made to contact the owner, Mr. Colin Gray, which is Colt's dad, but were unsuccessful. The current tag on the BMW returns to an Audi Q7. So he's got the wrong tags, huh? That also belongs to Mr. Gray. The current tag belonging to BMW is Cup 2851. Both tags are current with current insurance. The BMW was tagged on September 19th. Okay, so that's another incident. So then we have, oh, that's the abandoned, still the abandoned thing. Okay. So abandoned car. And then the next one is going to be incident type information. It doesn't say. Juvenile info withheld. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just a part of that first one. Oh, on the above date, I took a report of 2 school-issued laptops not being returned to WGMS or WJMS by students who have moved to another school. So the laptops weren't returned. Okay. And then another one, oh, that's computer software. Chromebook wasn't returned. So then we have, this is, I think, is the thing I was talking about. So incident date, 5/20/2023, offender Colt Gray, which is the 14-year-old, right? All right, so let's read it. This is about the threat he made on Discord and then denied it. And basically the body cam we're going to watch, all right? So on May 21st, 2023, on this date, I was informed of Captain Dale Dillow that he had received a tip from the FBI that Colin Gray had possibly threatened to shoot up a middle school tomorrow. This information was received by the FBI from a user on a Discord chat group. I, along with Deputy Justin Elliott, responded to the suspect's address. Upon arrival, I was met at the front door by 2 juvenile females. The juveniles called their father, Frank Rundell, who stated he used to have a Discord account he used for fantasy football, but that he has not used it for some time. Frank stated that previous tenant of the house was evicted approximately 3 months ago, but they still received mail for him. Frank could only recall the last name on the mail as Gray. I ran Colin Gray through GCIC and obtained a possible current address. Frank stated they do own a firearm, but assured me it stays locked in a safe. I responded to this address and spoke with Colin Gray. So at the time he was 13, and his 13-year-old son, Colt. Colin stated he does not know what Discord is, stating that he works full-time and does not play video games. Discord is primarily used by avid video gamers. Colin allowed me to speak with Colt. Colt stated he used to have a Discord account but deleted it prior to moving from their previous address. Colt expressed concern that someone is accusing him of threatening to shoot up a school, stating that he would never say such a thing, even in a joking manner. Colin informed me that he does have firearms in the house, but they are hunting rifles. He stated Colt is allowed to use them when supervised, but does not have unfettered access to them. At this point, I had received an email of the tip Captain Dillo received. However, I was not able to open the attachment on my county-issued cell phone. Colt assured me that he never made any threats to shoot up any school. I urged Colin to keep his firearms locked away and advised him to keep Colt out of school until this matter could be resolved. Colin informed me that Colt's last day of school was the previous Friday at Jefferson Middle School. Okay, so on this date, I reviewed the tip that was sent by the FBI. The tip information indicates that the FBI received a tip from an IP address in Palmdale, California. Then later states another tip came from City of Cockburn in Western Australia, and yet another tip came from Los Angeles. Each tip had separate IP addresses. At this time, the exact location from where the tip came is unclear. Included in the tip was user information regarding the Discord account. The email associated with the account is blarvinker@gmail.com, and it is owned by Colt Gray. According to the FBI's open source query, the platform used for the query is not listed in the FBI tip. Therefore, this information is unreliable. The phone number on the account returned to Kaylee Melson out of LaGrange, Georgia, according to LexisNexis. Okay, so the phone number on the account. Okay. Attached to the FBI tip, I located a list of IP addresses used for the Discord account. This list indicates the account was created April 2nd, 2023. This would fall outside the time frame of when Colt indicated he deleted his account. Wait, so is he saying? Oh, okay. So then why didn't they do, okay, why wouldn't they have looked into it more? Because he created it in April, right? Wait, hold on. And then the office indicated that Colin Gray was evicted in May, okay, was used either, well, I want to know when the threat was, though. Anyway, another IP address shows the account was possibly accessed in Buffalo, New York. I also observed that the Comcast account associated with the IP address has a Northern Virginia area code. So that's crazy. Wow. Including with the tip are several photo attachments. Upon opening the attachments, I observed that the user profile name is written in Russian. The translation of the Russian letter spells out the name Lanza, referring to Adam Lanza. So we know who, you guys know who Adam Lanza is, right? From, oh my God, this is one I always have, it's trouble thinking, hold on, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's the one, it's a big one. Hold on. I don't want to look up and check because I know you guys probably answered it, but I know it's right there. I could picture it too. I could picture all of it. All right, help me out, guys. I have a trouble recall stuff. All right, you guys didn't say. Anyway, but he was the shooter of, he shot up a school. It was a big one. I can't think right now. Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, it says right here. Oh my God. If I just read, that's the problem. Sandy Hook. Oh my, I'm an idiot. Like, I do that all the time where I'll be, like, trying to think of something, and if I just read the next part, it's right there, but you could see how I just, like, in my head, I wasn't even reading the next part, it's right there. Sandy Hook, okay. The description of the suspect in this case is described as white, 6 feet 2 inches tall. Colt is well under 6 feet tall. I contacted troop, but how weird is that though? Because you're gonna say that this is just some weird coincidence. This threat was made, but then a year later he really shoots up a school. I mean, that's weird, but I don't know what to make out of that. Like, was that him that made the threat? Slow Morrison, you made it. Hey, Brad. Who else we got? Mesa Pinoza. Oh, Tanya, you made it too. It's the Scratch. You're here. I love that name. I know. I took a week off of lives. I was still doing some pre-records, but yes, yesterday I did my first live in a week. Oh, you were? Yeah, I don't know. I do that all the time. If you go back to like some of my lives, like so many, you'll see so many times where the answer will be in the next sentence or maybe the next few words. And I'm like, I stop mid sentence and I like get into my head and try to think of it. And it's staring me in the face. But anyway, all right, where are we at? So I contacted Troup County Sheriff's Office and provided James Robson with the information regarding a possible suspect in LaGrange. Later, I learned that contact was made with the person, the address listed, who informed them the number no longer belongs to them. I spoke with Colin and informed him of the inconsistent information found on the FBI tip. Colin stated B. Larvinker is not known to him or Colt, and that Colt does not know or speak Russian. He also stated that he does not know anyone in LaGrange. Colin also stated that he spoke with Colt about this matter last night. Colt stated he stopped using Discord because too many people kept hacking his account and he was afraid someone would use his information for nefarious purposes. I urged Colin to take necessary precautions to secure Colt's personal information, such as his social security number, and informed him I could not substantiate the tip I received from the FBI to take further action. At this time, due to the inconsistent nature of the information received by the FBI, the allegation that Colt or Colin is the user behind the Discord account that made the threat cannot be substantiated. This case will be exceptionally cleared. Now, do you guys think it was him, or do you think it's just this weird coincidence that, see, coincidences, I don't usually believe in coincidence. Like, I just feel like that's just tough. Like, I don't believe that was a coincidence, but what do you guys think? Okay. What do we have? Juvenile. So another narrative. Let me see what this is, because if it's something different, we could watch the body cam before we read it. Yeah, I'll read it because this stuff actually, like the body cam is out. It's been out on a bunch of channels, but this, I don't feel like I've seen a lot of people read this because. So let me read this first. I'm not going to read it all. You see 30 pages, but I'm just going to read the reports and then the transcripts. I'm obviously not going to read the transcripts of the body cam because we have the body cam, so we're just going to watch it. But I'm going to read these narratives here. Okay. I responded with an investigator Miller at 13:06 hours to 5:21:23 to information from the FBI about someone on Discord making comments to shoot up a school. We were able to make contact with a Frank and Lindsay Rundell that advised that they had recently moved into the residence and that they have 3 daughters ranging from an age 4 to 15 years of age. Frank expressed that he had used Discord in the past for fantasy. Okay, this is basically saying the same thing. Okay. So they went to the old address, realized the Grays don't live there anymore. So they go to the actual where Grays moved, right? And then this might be just all repeats of what we just read. I think it is. Oh, wait, no, there's a couple new information here. Okay. We located Colin's new address and relocated to the address to contact Colin. Investigator at 13:54 hours. Investigator Miller and I made contact with Colin at the front door of the residence, and Colin advised that his 13-year-old son was inside the residence. Investigator Miller conveyed that we We were there on the information provided by the FBI about comments made on Discord from his prior address about someone going to shoot up a school. Colin expressed that when his family got evicted from their prior address, he had divorced from his wife. She took the 2 younger kids and that his 13-year-old son and he had moved. Okay. So basically that's why they were showing the eviction, that first incident report. They were showing the eviction because it is relevant in this, because that's what Colin's like, okay, I deleted my Discord right before we moved. So it's all making sense now. So yeah, so they got a divorce. Prior address, they divorced. So they got evicted, they divorced. His parents got a divorce. His wife took the 2 younger kids and his dad took Colin, okay? Colin conveyed that his 13-year-old son had some problems at West Jackson Middle School, and now he is going to Jefferson Middle School. It has gotten a lot better. Investigator Miller asked Colin if we could speak with his 13-year-old son, and Colin brought the juvenile out to speak with us. The juvenile expressed that he had deleted his Discord account a month ago due to it being hacked, but the last time he had used the account was at the blank address. The juvenile advised that he had never made any comments about shooting up a school or heard anyone on Discord talking about shooting up a school. The juvenile appeared quite calm and reserved while he spoke with him and Colin, his father. Investigator Miller gave Colin a business card and request that the sheriff's office be contacted if the juvenile or he remembers anything about the comments being made on Discord. The report has case numbers. Okay, so they do the case numbers, and then on the above date, I took the report of 2 school-issued laptops not being returned. So that's the laptops not being returned again. And then here's the transcripts. I think it's the yeah, I think it's just the transcripts. I think the interview is the one where the body cam that we're going to watch. I'm pretty sure. If not, we'll come back and read it some other time or later. All right, so let's play that body cam from that incident where they go and talk to him, okay?
Are you calling?
I am.
You want to step out where you can talk real quick?
Oh, what's wrong?
You got a son or something that uses, you know what Discord is?
No.
So we got a tip from the FBI saying that somebody from your old address over there in Traditions that made a threat to shoot up a school.
For real?
Yes, sir. And your name was associated with that address. So we went over to that address and you weren't living there. So
Yeah, we live here. Let me get dressed.
Sure. Why is there a door?
Oh, I haven't muted. Did you hear what he said?
Working nights.
He said, who answers the door in their underwear? And the guy says, working nights.
Yeah, I did.
I at least wear pajama bottoms when I answer the door. At least try to.
Oh, and somebody unexpectedly comes to your door. You don't have pants on. It's cops.
It's in the middle of the night.
You're going to just answer it, right?
And I usually have a gun in the hand.
Yeah.
A gun in my hand.
Yeah, different story.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a thing over on Davenport Road.
Mm-hmm.
Guy had stumbled through this person's yard, knocked on the door, dropped. When he left, he walked through a fence and tumbled into the ditch, lost his phone. So I picked his phone up, and it was one of those last calls.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it in an evidence bag, and I was like, and it was on the weekend, so I was like, nobody's going to be messing with this.
Yeah.
So I put it in an evidence bag, forgot to take it by the office, went home. I had somebody showing up on my doorstep at 2 o'clock in the morning, beating on the door. Wife comes in there and like, hey, there's somebody at the front door. Went out there, they were gone, but I called Griff.
Mm-hmm.
He came out there and checked it out.
Sorry, boys.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I
Sorry.
got up watching the golf tournament and sat back down.
That was it. That was it.
So what? Tell me what.
You have any kids or anything living
Yeah,
here?
Colt, Gray.
Colt?
Yeah, Colt. He's my oldest son.
How old is he?
He's 13.
Does he play a lot of video games and stuff?
Yeah, he does. Like all the time.
Is he here right now?
Yeah.
Okay. You think it's something he might have?
I damn sure want to know.
Can we talk to him?
Yeah, absolutely. Now look, he gonna get all red faced when you talk to him. Just
Okay.
calm. All right.
Right.
So him and his. Let me give you a backstory. So we lived over traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I went to work one day. I'm sole provider.
Yeah.
Build high rises downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a call from one of y'all. Like, so my family's in law enforcement. So when I get the call, I'm trying to think the officer's name. Turns out, nicest guy like ever. He's like, I just want to let you know I'm at your house. I'm like, for what? He said, y'all have been evicted. I'm like, no, I just paid rent. He's like, no. He's like, I'm gonna stay here till you get here. So I drove all the way home. All my shit's in the front yard. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'll just let you know this is what's going on. There's people standing there with trailers and shit. I'm like, what are they doing? He's like, well, they're going to get your stuff after 24 hours. Is that right? Like, I don't even know why y'all are here. So, long story short, I'm like, trying to figure out what's going on with my wife. She's in the house. So, we split. Long story short, for obvious reasons. She took my younger two and went back home, lived with her mom. Colt and I rented a house and came here.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been good, like no problems. He struggled at first with the separation. All school was kind of so. So I've been up at school countless times, just tracking with him. You know, like, hey, make sure you're good. They understand what's going
He go
on.
to Jefferson School?
He goes to Jefferson Middle School. Yes, sir. So he's been doing really good. Like, you know, in the beginning, he kind of struggled a little bit. But
Let me ask you this: Do you have weapons in the house?
I do.
Are they accessible to him?
They are. I mean, there's nothing loaded, but they are down. We do a lot of shooting. We do a lot of deer hunting. He shot his first deer this year.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so like I'm pretty much in shock, to be honest with you.
Well,
I'm a little pissed off, to be even really honest with you, if that is what was said. But
well,
hell, we've been up to the school for so many times now.
The information I got was sort of incomplete, and I don't know how old it is. And like I said, the original complaint went to your other address, or your previous address, and that's where we just came from. It wasn't them.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it wasn't.
I don't know if it's so we ran I had your name and date of birth. So
Yeah.
That's how we got this address. So
I mean, I swear to God, we've been up to school. I've been up to school, like, come on, first name. I just was up there 3 days ago for his finals, talking to the principal, like, look,
Yeah.
make sure Colt's good. He gets flustered and under pressure. He doesn't really think straight. Can we just, just kind of put your arms around him, get him through 7th grade? I just want to make sure he's good. Like, I mean, we're up there all the time talking
Yeah.
to school. If you talk to that school, they'll know exactly who I am. I'll say that.
Okay.
I mean, because I'm up there.
That's not anything to brag about there, Colin. Like, he's acting like it's a cool thing. Like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, because we're out there all the time because there's issues, right? Nothing to brag about, buddy. Like, the way he's saying it is almost like he thinks like he's bragging about, like it's a good thing. It's like, no. I mean, I don't know. He's funny. And yeah, I think that definitely not a beer. That's one of those really thin cans. I think it does look like a Red Bull, although it's so blurry. This quality of the video is not the best. So like when you zoom in, you can't really, it just gets too blurry, but I think it is a Red Bull. Definitely don't think it's a beer.
That much,
Yeah. Checking in on him.
Yeah,
Sure.
I just want to make sure he's good.
Yeah.
So I'm a little taken back by the whole thing, but I can tell you this: I take that very serious, and so does he. As a matter of fact, he's
Say his first name's Colt.
Colt, Colt, yes, sir.
I mean, all I can do is ask him.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
You know. And
Yeah, I want you to talk to him and just tell him. Like, I don't know. I don't know anything about him saying any shit like that, and I'm gonna be mad as hell if he did. And then all the guns will go away,
Yeah.
and they won't be accessible to him. You know, I'm trying to be honest with you. I'm trying to teach him about firearms and safety and how to do it all, and get him interested in the outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my phone.
Get him away from those video games.
Exactly right. That's the God honest truth. And the picture on my phone is him with blood on his cheeks from shooting his first deer. It was just
Watch
the
that,
greatest day
too.
ever. So
That video.
he knows the seriousness of weapons and what they can do and how to use them and not use them. So
10-4.
it's kind
Me
of
no need.
it's kind of a little bit of a shock. So in whatever y'all are telling him, please instill in him that what if this is whatever or wherever this is coming from, it's no joke.
No.
Like it's no joke.
But we wouldn't be here if it was.
No, I know. And I'm telling you right now, we talk about it quite a bit.
Okay.
All the school shootings, things that happen.
Yeah.
All,
Scary.
hey, are you getting picked on at school? He is. He's getting picked on at school. And is everything okay? That's why I keep going up there.
Yeah.
You know, because you never really know. And I don't want anything to happen to him. So, yeah. Y'all,
All right. Well, if you want to grab them,
yeah, y'all talk to
or
him.
we can go in. It's
No,
up
it's
to you.
all cool. Hang on.
Right. That's true. I think you're right. I think it's more over. What is the word for over? I can't recall things. I have so much information in my head, but to recall it, don't do drugs, kids. It really messed a lot of my brain up. I can't think of the word. It's like,
That's the worst part.
oh well.
What information you have?
The information came in.
These are good dudes. Just they're
Hey,
told.
Colt, what's going on, bud? So did your dad kind of explain everything to you?
Said something about
Shooting up a school.
Did you say something about school shooting?
Never, I just told him, I don't know what. Maybe they misheard somebody else. I would never say I would threaten them to shoot.
You never ever said.
No, I swear.
Do you use Discord?
Discord?
Yes, sir.
I used to. I don't have it anymore.
When's the last time you used it?
Like a few months ago.
Really?
Was it at Traditions or was it here?
No, it was a traditions because in that Discord account that I had deleted it before because
Before you moved here?
yeah, because I think it got like it meant password pulled or something. Like I clicked on a link and somebody.
Have you heard anybody on Discord when you were using it say something like that? You remember?
Like at that time?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think I ever had anybody that.
Never. And I mean, I'm not trying to get anybody hemmed up, but like, this is some serious stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he knows how serious it is. Trust me.
'Cause I'd hate to, you know, my boss was even like, you know, I don't know how old this information is, and if you want to wait till Monday to follow up, I was like, nah, I'd rather do it now, because
So would we.
God forbid something happened and I didn't do my job, I'd feel pretty bad about that. So I just want to make sure you understand that if something like that happened, or you hear something like that, report it.
Yeah, yes,
Tell your dad, tell
and I,
teacher.
like I
whatever.
told him, I would promise I would never say something. Like
So you haven't used Discord in a few
Oh,
months,
no, I
and you're saying you didn't say anything like that.
no, the only thing I have is TikTok, but I just go around there and watch videos.
Okay.
Just,
All right. Well, fair enough.
What's your birthday?
He's just gonna do a little report saying that
We
pretty much what
talked.
we've done in reference to this, and that we talked, and you saying that you didn't say anything like that. And I gotta take you at your word, and I hope you're being honest with me. I'm not saying you're lying, but it's
seriously.
it's not unusual for people to lie.
He's familiar with that too.
Hey, Colin, what's a good phone number for you, sir? Okay.
How's school going?
It's going good here.
About ready to get done with it?
I
Are
actually
you?
already finished. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
When was your last day?
What's today? Sunday, so Friday.
Friday? What grade you going into?
8th grade.
8th grade, almost high school, man.
Yeah.
The last 4 years, really, the last 4 years is what matters.
You know, I'm just focusing on school.
Get them good grades, man. It'll set you up for the rest.
Yeah, so look, you all are welcome any time. We take it like dead serious around here, and I just want to make sure that I'd even feel better if you do find out what or where. Like, can somebody let us know? 'Cause
Sure.
He's gonna be full of anxiety until this gets resolved. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, I've never really said something related to
Yeah.
school.
So did you switch schools when you moved from Traditions? Where were you going before?
West Jackson.
West Jackson Middle? Okay. Is things a lot better now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. That's good.
Let me grab you one. Can I walk through the grass? I'm gonna grab a car real quick.
Yeah, it's all good.
Are you getting bullied over there at West Jackson Middle?
That's the thing. I wasn't back there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't getting.
Now look, be honest with him about now in middle school. I told him you were now, and that's
You getting switched out halfway through the school year, being the new guy?
Yeah, I'm being that quiet. We moved like 6 times already. So.
Well, my dad was a logger and grew up in the military. We moved a lot when I was a kid.
Well,
So.
in the past schools, surprisingly, I had friends. Like, I didn't even necessarily have a reason that I would say that.
No. Yeah. Well, there's always somebody you can talk to if you need to.
Yeah.
School resource counselors.
Yeah, and I do talk to them. Yeah, I talk to the counselor quite often.
Okay.
Just, let her update her on, just how I'm watching and stuff like that.
Yeah. Start looking out and making goals for yourself.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You interested in anything?
I want to be a philosopher when I grow up.
A what?
A philosopher.
A philosopher.
Yeah. It's kind of out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do what you enjoy. I mean, I did 20 years in the military. You don't have to settle on just one thing.
Yeah.
Did 20 years in the military, retired from that, and been doing this for 7. So you don't have to fit everything inside the box.
Yeah, that might branch out to different stuff.
No. We got guys at the sheriff's office that are full-time plumbers, full-time police officers, and, do what pays the bills. Do what they enjoy. But everything's going good.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
No, that's good. You got a phone?
Your iPhone? Yeah, I have a phone.
What's your phone number?
Like I said, I changed my phone number.
Okay. All right. Dad said you went deer hunting for the first time this past year. What'd you get?
3-pointer.
3-pointer?
Yeah, it was nothing much, but I still.
Fork on one side and one on a prong on the other, or?
It was one on one side and 2,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, fork on one side and one on the other. Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've probably seen more one antler deer this year than any other time in my life. Out there in rut and breaking off an antler. Run around with just one set of antlers.
So, anyways, all right. Well, look, Colt, I appreciate it. Your dad's got my card. If you hear anything, tell your dad. Okay? He's got my number. You got the info on.
It's serious. He knows how serious it is, and he'll, like I said, we'll have a long conversation here in just a little bit. And if something, it's a pretty traumatic thing that him and I both went through. Now he was at school, I was at work, come home, and I mean every ounce of what we had was under tarps and sitting in that yard. You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw the clientele, the neighbors that lived there. It's like fully embarrassing. So it was very traumatic for both of us. And living here, just us, is like dust is finally settled.
Mm-hmm.
He's making good grades. So
that's good. We'll keep that up.
And
that's important.
We'll start talking about traditions in West Jackson and just see if something jogs his memory like that. But certainly we'd like to know if you do find.
Well, my thing is this. So more than likely they tracked the IP address.
Okay.
And that's why we went to that address.
Okay.
Because the IP addresses are usually location specific.
Yep.
Within an area. So if it came from that house, then either somebody there is lying or the information is just so old.
Yep.
And maybe it was something he heard or did on Discord months ago. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
But he's telling me he didn't.
Yep.
Telling me he can't remember anything like that. And
Yep.
I take you at your word. Okay. If you look me in the eye and you tell me that's what you're telling me, I got no choice but to take you at your word right now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But like I was telling your dad, if you find out otherwise, then it's a different story. Okay.
It's a really different story. Okay.
Got any questions?
No, sir.
You have any
Good, good.
questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. God enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, sir.
Y'all be safe.
Good luck to you.
We'll knock out a report. You want me to?
It don't matter. It's just going to be information. Our agency assist made contact with these people. They had no idea. The husband said that he hasn't been on Discord and since fantasy football. And,
Yeah.
And then Colin made contact with him and then brought his son, got his date of birth, brought him out, spoke to him. Apparently he was getting bullied. Very soft-spoken, reserved kid.
Yeah. Pretty much unable to substantiate anything at this point.
No.
So, and until we get more information from this
I got-
so-called tip from the FBI, then I don't know where
Got dad's phone number, so we'll just do an agency assist report for the FBI.
Before I forget, I don't understand if this IP address, I get it that it tracked to a specific location, right? But why not get their technology, get their computers and phones and see if the IP address matches? Wouldn't that make more sense? You know what I'm saying? Like get the people that live there now, and because this is not anything to joke about. These are school shootings that happened way too often. If you could prevent one, so why wouldn't they have done that? Why wouldn't they have gathered all their computers and phones for both houses, the people that live there now and then them? They would have found that it was, I'm sure it was Colt. There's no way that was just a coincidence. And then a year later he does that. There's no way. I'm sorry. I believe that it's him. So like they could have prevented that right there. They would have shot, they would have seen, because chances are he's been there a few months and he said Discord. So it's been about a few months. They're going to still have the same computer or phone that they had a few months ago. Right. So dude, that could have been prevented because they would have seen that it was him. And then his dad would have known, and well, hopefully his dad would have made sure the guns were locked up then, knowing that his son is thinking about it. They probably would have been able to like somehow take the guns away or something, and then they would have known, and his dad maybe wouldn't have been so lenient thinking it wasn't him, and they could have prevented it. They probably, I don't know if they would have charged, I'm sure they would have charged them with something, and they would have made sure those guns were not accessible to him. I think it was definitely preventable. They could have definitely pinpointed if it was him. It doesn't make sense. Like, who does that with the IP address? They just go to the location and be like, well, it's GPS is going right back here. So somebody in this area, like, no, you go to the actual computer that freaking sent it. Like, this doesn't even make any sense. Oh, they definitely would have been able to get a warrant. So I know, like, here's the thing, like, oh, well, they can't just take somebody's computer. They have to voluntarily give him. He's underage. You don't think his dad would have let him take it? I'm sure the dad would have let him, but if not, they would have been able to get a warrant. But I think the dad would have been like, yeah, I want to know if my son's doing it. Like, yeah, here, go ahead and check our stuff. I think his dad would have let him look through it. But if not, yeah, they would have been able to get a warrant for it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's serious. But I do think his dad would have probably just let him look, So, yeah, wow. That's horrible. Okay, so that's that. And then, so that's May. So September 4th, you said. So almost a year and 4 months later, it happened from this incident, from this body cam. Now let's watch there's a video of when he catches the deer, that catches, when he kills the deer. There's a video the dad took. We'll watch that right now. Hold on one second. There's actually a couple videos. There's one where it blurs out the deer, and then the one that doesn't. Hold on, let me find. I know I was finding like a few different people posting it. 1 second. All right, here, let's do.
February 8th, 2023, the first ever deer hunt for me and Colt. He's hunting with a 450 Bushmaster.
Yes, sir.
107 yards. And let's go take a look. I'll follow you, sir. I see white. Holy crap. Look at that, brother. Go ahead and lay your rifle down on it like we had other way. Barrel up.
Barrel up.
Yep, so you get mud in the barrel. Okay, it's okay. Lay that gun down like we had it for the picture. All right, remember it's still loaded. Okay, beautiful. All right, lean down there and hold that head up. Let me see what you busted this morning. January 8th on your first ever deer hunt. Big old giant 3-pointer. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that, son. What a hell of a shot.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How'd that 450 do? Did it kick hard? You couldn't
Not at
even
all.
feel it, could you?
Nope.
What a shot. Hey, I love you, son.
Yep. I love you more.
Greatest day.
Yep.
All right, mama. Hopefully you'll love this just as much as we do.
Yep.
See you later.
See.
Okay. January 8th.
All right, so that's that. Let's see what else I got for you here. So I have a few videos of like people taking them into school. So I'm going to play those. So trigger warning. There is one, and I don't remember which one because I can't tell from like the thumbnail of each one, where like you do hear the gunshot. So definite trigger warning. I just don't remember which one. So it's going to be one of the ones I play here. Let's see. What's this one? I don't remember what's what.
Single file line down this aisle right here after this deputy.
This is after.
Let's go.
What the?
We got a whole school to get evacuated, people. Come on now.
Far left, far left. Just move with purpose. Come on.
Left at the dead end when you get there, guys. Single file line down this aisle.
Holy shit.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hands, put your hands up, guys. Please. Put your phones away. Put your phones away.
I can't even imagine being a kid. Like, I just.
Holy shit.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god!
So somebody went live, it said. That was. So, I just can't imagine because like when I was in high school or growing up, like there wasn't that common. I remember when I was in high school, Columbine happened, but that was like one of the big first ones where it started like a trend. I know what, I think there was other ones in the history, but that was like the big one. And I remember I was in high school at the time. I think I was a junior, senior, I don't know. I remember coming home and my mom had it on the TV or whatever, but like it wasn't anything we had to worry about going to school. I can't imagine kids these days now, they have to worry about that. Like, cause you never know. There's so often there's a few, I should look up statistics. Isn't there like a few a year? It seems like you never know. So it's like kids had to go to school and be afraid that you never know if there's going to be a shooting. It's crazy. But yeah, something I definitely didn't have to worry about. Like, you know, it wasn't a thought in my mind going to school. What about you guys? Is there any younger people here that had to like, where when it got like really common that was in school? I feel like most people were like around my age in here, right? Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. It's like that thought was never in my head. And even when Columbine happened, it seemed like still seemed like it was so far away and so like rare that it was like, oh, that's just like a rare, it's never going to happen. And it still wasn't a thought that I was ever afraid that it was going to happen, you know, where I was. But with the kids nowadays, like if I was going to school now, I would be thinking about it. I would be a little bit afraid. Like, you never know, like something that kids got to think about because, and I'm sure now in school they do drills and they talk about it and they have plans and stuff. So it's in their head. Anyway, all right. So next, what do I got? So we played that. Let's see what this one is. This one might be the one that just doesn't have audio. Just
Keep going.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Go down the water.
Keep your head up.
or maybe I was in college when Columbine happened. What year did Columbine happen? I just remember coming home from school. So either I was in high school or I was coming home from a class in college. I just remember my mom had it on. What year was Columbine? I got to know now if it was when I was in high school. Because now that I'm thinking, I'm like, was it when I was in college? Hold on. I'm thinking it was high school though. Because I went away to college for like 4 years. And then by the time I would have been home taking classes, that would have been too late. Hold on. Let me see something. I'm sure you guys probably have the year up on the screen because you guys are good. Yep, 99. Okay. So I would have been a junior in April. I would have been a junior, yeah, because I graduated in 2000, which would have been the next year. So yep, I was a junior. I said probably like a junior or senior originally. Should have trusted my gut on that, my memory. Okay. So now, what is this one? Hold on. Let's see what this one is. This one kind of, I think this is the one that kind of makes me mad.
That's why I told you not to open the goddamn door.
Well, if it was the shooter, I ain't fucking down first.
So in case you're wondering, it's not a drill.
Bad. It's not a very sensitive.
But you're fine. If they're here, you're fine. If they're not here,
That wasn't a very good. I get it. Everybody's stressed. The teacher's stressed or whatever. But this girl's over here crying, freaking out. The school just got shot up. You're going to go yell because they didn't act right under some trauma. Like I told you, like that made me mad. Like, but I get it. He's stressed, but dang it. Like you're the adult. These kids are freaking terrified. I know you're probably afraid too, but like be the adult. Like, I'm sorry that wasn't appropriate. He should have been a little bit more sensitive. I think he felt bad right away and he started like, we're okay. But like, who talks to that? Like, you guys heard what he said. He's like, so I told you not to open the goddamn. It's like, what the heck? I'm pretty sure he's the teacher because he's older than he looked like a teacher. Here, I'll play it again. And she's like crying. And he,
That's why I told you not to open the goddamn door.
Well, if it was the shooter, I ain't fucking down first. I promise you that.
So in case you're wondering, it's not a drill. But you're fine. If they're here, you're fine. They're not here until this is over. You heard the shots fired before you get on the ground. Sorry, you have to lock you outside? Yeah.
It has now been more than 48 hours since the mass shooting at Appalachia High School, and today the teen suspect accused of killing 4 people was brought before a Barrow County judge.
This morning, we got our first in-person look at 14-year-old Colt Gray. During his hearing, Gray was advised of his rights as well as the charges, 4 counts of murder tied to the killing of 2 students and 2 teachers at Appalachia High School on Wednesday. Minutes later, Colt's father, 54-year-old Colin Gray, sat in the same seat his son did and faced his own charges of involuntary manslaughter, murder, and cruelty to children. If convicted, Colin Gray faces up to 180 years in prison.
And as this investigation continues, we are hearing from families wondering if the shooting could have been prevented. That's where 11 Alive's Grace King begins our live teen coverage tonight. She joins us from the Jackson County Sheriff's Department in Jefferson. Grace.
Well, there were quite a few warning signs in this report from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office obtained by 11 Alive. It details how Colt first learned to use weapons, then how they were stored in the home, and the challenges he had at school.
Do you have weapons in the house?
I do.
Are they accessible to him?
They are. I mean, there's nothing loaded, but they are down.
An interview with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office in 2023 shedding light on the Grays and their guns.
Goes all the way back, Officer Miller, to me, like introducing him to bow hunting. Then it was a pellet gun. Then it was a 22, and gun safety. All of this because I worry about him in school, and what would ever happen.
In 2023, records show the FBI passed along a tip to Jackson County about a user on a gaming app Discord believed to be Colt Gray, asking for locations to shoot up, sending pictures of his guns, and threatening to do it really soon.
It's kind of a little bit of a shock. So in whatever y'all are telling him, please instill in him that if this is whatever or wherever this is coming from, this is no joke.
At the time, Jackson County investigators wrote that due to the inconsistent nature of the information received by the FBI, the allegation that Colt is the user behind the Discord account that made the threat cannot be substantiated. They exceptionally cleared the case with a warning.
He's just going to do a little report saying that pretty much what we've done in reference to this, and that we talked, and you saying that you didn't say anything like that. And I got to take you at your word, and I hope you're being honest with me.
Yes,
I'm not saying you're lying, but it's not unusual for people to lie to police.
Exactly.
And
They
we are
screwed up at so many
continuing to dig
things. They could have showed the pictures to the dad. They could have got their freaking computers and phones and traced the IP address to see if it matched. So many things. Like it's just ridiculous. See if the guns match. If I was the cops, I would actually requested to see the guns, to see. Like, I know the pictures, maybe you can only tell so much, but see if they match. And especially the dad would probably know if those are his guns, and maybe like the background or whatever the picture shows. Is it on a shelf? Is it on a table? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that he could have recognized. It's ridiculous. So that makes me think those transcripts are from the different interview, that maybe they did interview them. I'm gonna have to read through them. And it talks about the guns and stuff. Maybe we do have that. I don't know. I just was thinking it was the transcript from out on the thing, but it does say interview. And I don't know, that body cam, I don't think would have been considered officially an interview. Wouldn't that have just been like body cam transcripts? Yeah, we might have to look through those. Anyway.
Into these investigative records, trying to piece together how and when things changed for Colt. We'll bring you those updates as we learn them. Live in Jackson County.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely dropped the ball here. And I wonder do you guys think that the families of the victims are going to try to sue? Like, wait, can you even sue the FBI or sue the, somebody could sue the state, but I'm trying to think, like, for them basically dropping the ball on that, who would you sue for that?
His charges are directly connected with the actions of his son and allowing him to possess a weapon.
A teen and his father are both behind bars after the country's latest school shooting.
Hold on, I'm going to skip to where it starts because that.
Any offenses or accusations? I would urge you to discuss those with your attorney. I would invite you, Mr. Harmon, to inform the court as to whether there's a request for bond at this time.
At this time, Your Honor, there is not a request for bond. We will file the appropriate motions if that becomes necessary.
All right. An indictment by the grand jury for most felony offenses or accusations. Well, you have the right to receive an indictment for these offenses. And I assume Mr. Brad Smith is here on behalf of the DA's office, or he is our district attorney. And he's accompanied by Ms. Patricia Brooks, who is his chief assistant.
You know what? Now this is 20 minutes. We are going to watch this, but I like to intermix the reading stuff I have mixed with videos. So let me read a couple of things that I have first, and then we'll watch the rest of this. Hold on. Just so I take a break from reading stuff, because I do have some interesting things. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So what is this? It's got like a bunch of random stuff that, yeah, I'm gonna wait to read that one. Hold on 1 second. What's this one? Here's the charges. I might as well just show that. So Colin Gray, and the father of the school shooter, has been arrested in connection for the tragedy. He bought an AR-15 for his son. He bought an AR-15 for his son months after the authorities were alerted to the threats Colt made and had told him his son didn't have access to his guns. He has been charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. This is the dad now, okay? Here's like since they don't show like the front view, I don't know who took this, but it's like a really blurry picture of that court of them that we were just watching, which, like I said, we are going to watch that in a minute. Look at this. It just, everything looks weird because of the way it's like distorted. This guy looks like he has like some kind of science glasses on or something. Oh my Lord. Okay, what's this? Joint statement from FBI. Atlanta responded earlier today. School following reports of an active shooter throughout the day. FBI personnel have been coordinated with the supporting local. Yeah, this just talks about that. Yeah, that interview. The mom says, yes, I'm alive. Quick update on my life. Now, this was from before the shooting, obviously. Quick update on my life for all my work peeps that I haven't spoken with and are wondering where I went. After 14 years of almost constant domestic abuse, I packed myself and my babies up and relocated to my hometown in South Georgia. We are all good and my kids are thriving. I am slowly reintroducing social media, phone calls, emails, and especially SM is a trigger for my PTSD. So feel free to message me, but understand it may be days or weeks before I respond. Here is, I think it's the aunt, right? She's like saying all this stuff about like the, basically what Colt had to witness between his parents. There was a lot of abuse that he had to see and stuff. But anyway, it says Mama and Daddy bailed Marcy out of jail. Marcy's the mom. Okay, so Marcy's Colt's mom. And she went to rehab for a month or two. Her husband went and picked her up without my mom's permission. Yeah, so that's her sister, obviously, right? Went and picked her up without my mom's permission. Her husband went and picked her up without my mom's permission. She went up there and stayed with him and their kids for a few weeks. Issues started to arise. Now she is back in blank at my parents' house. She destroyed my personal belongings. She stole thousands of dollars worth of property from my parents and pawned all of it. My mother let me take the phone my sister was using when she tied my mom up and left her for dead. I took pictures of her Google searches, her texts between people that she was working with, pictures and handwritten notes she was exchanging with her drug friends and their parents. She poured 2 gallons of white paint all over my childhood memories, a chest full of my old words, crafts, pictures with friends. And yes, I've got pictures of that too. So she's talking about, this is Colt's mom. And best of all, I took video of the video she recorded. Burning all of my soccer jerseys in our fireplace, including the one I wore during my first year at blank, my national championship jersey. Blank was absorbed by Albany State University and my coach died 2 years ago. That jersey was literally irreplaceable. Crazy, huh? Hi, Darcy. Yeah, right? You would think. It's bullcrap. Colt Gray's aunt and mom's Facebook post. Don't know if I'm allowed to post these sources, but in one of them, it says that Colt was the oldest of children in the family. And in the first SS of Facebook post made by the aunt, she says that Marcy told their mom that she would kill her oldest nephew, which is all information is correct and factual, would be Colt. My sister was on meth and tied my mom to the chair, left her for 24 hours. She waited until my dad left the house, set up the chair and tape. She threatened to kill her husband, then herself. Then she told my mom she would specifically kill my oldest nephew just to get back at mom. Wait, hold on a second. I'm a little bit confused on something really quick. Because why is she saying, hold on a second. Yeah, why is she saying nephew if she's talking about Marcy? Marcy, that would be her son. What is it? That doesn't even make sense, though. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused unless it's a typo or something. Because Marcy's Colt's mom. So I don't know why she said nephew. That wouldn't be Colt. Her nephew would be somebody else. Oh, maybe this person's confused. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is just somebody posting. I think they're confused. Yeah, the nephew would not be Colt. Nephew would be maybe Anne's son or something, because her son is Colt, not nephew. Anyway, this is still, I should have just ignored this and just read this. This is the aunt posting about his Colt's mom. It's freaking crazy. Dang it. Okay, what else is this? Yeah, that's weird about the whole account reference Adam Lanza in Russia, That's pretty creepy. And here's what it said. Here we go. This is the actual, so it said, I'm committing a mass, you know what? I just thought there's probably some trigger things that I probably can't say together, but can you guys read that? And I'm waiting a good 2 to 3 years, stated the account user, according to screenshots included in FBI incident report from May 2023 obtained by CNN. I can't unalive myself yet because I'm not contributing anything to culture. I need to go out knowing I did. The account referenced Adam Lands of the Sandy Hook Elementary School in separate posts shared a desire to target elementary school and express frustration that transgender people were being accepted in society. This is where I was trying to understand what they were saying. So is this person that put this, they're mad because they're accepted? So they're against transgender? Is that what I'm understanding? Or no? I guess that's what he's saying, right? All right. Miss Lisa Butler, Colt Gray's counselor at Appalachia High School. Students have been sending us emails saying she's the worst counselor, doesn't do her job, and some even blame her. Their grandparents of Colt Gray called Butler a week before the shooting to warn her about his mental health. The mother of Colt Gray, oh yeah, that's another thing we're going to talk about. The mother called that morning to warn them of Colt before the shooting started and said, go look for my son now. It's an emergency. She knew. And they actually pulled the wrong person, which I have it somewhere in my files here. We'll get to it. Sorry. Everything is just random. I'm just going through it as I have them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so they pulled the wrong person, I guess. So they could have prevented it right there because she called and said, you need to get him. And yeah, they didn't get to him in time. They went to the wrong person. But anyway, and then here, now they're also saying his grandparents tried to call and warn of Colt's mental, which is crazy because that should have been a huge thing. Like the fact that a year ago, he may have threatened to do something like that, right? And then you have a freaking grandparents call a week before saying that. Like that should have been they should have grabbed him right away. It makes me really mad because this was definitely preventable. What? Oh, every single, yeah. There have been 7 school shootings in USA, including 3 colleges since September 2022, with a death count 3. Only 1 shooter in Nashville has been identified as transgender. I don't know. I don't know why. That doesn't even. That's one of the victims. Here's the Ann again. They are charging my 14-year-old nephew as an adult for murder. Y'all read to see Paul Hammis' blood in Full Throttle. Nah, I wouldn't be either. So that's Paul Hammis. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's his mom's maiden name. Oh yeah, it shows it right here. That's his mom's maiden name. Please, someone get me in touch with GBI. Is that what it says? I've tried calling. I'm not scared. I will not back down. I will not disrespect other parents and families that are dealing with this tragedy on the opposite end. Wait, I have the whole thing somewhere, or whole posts. But oh, here's something. Okay, so Colin Gray, Colt's father, reportedly told the Jackson County Sheriff's Office last year that his son was bullied at school for being gay. It was very difficult for him to go to school and not get picked on, he said. It went from one thing to another. I was trying to get him on the golf team. They were like, oh, look, Colt's gay. He's dating that guy. Just ridiculed him day after day after day. Wow. That's sad. That's the same thing. It talks about what he actually said. So he definitely, said he was going to wait 2 or 3 years, but maybe he got a little antsy because he waited 1.5 years, basically 1 year and 4 months, but actually longer because that was when the body cam, and the threat happened like a few months prior to that. So he did almost wait 2 years. It would almost be 2 years, not quite, but almost. All right. So that's just too much of a coincidence. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is on the call, Colin Gray, which is his dad, brought up again to investigators he was aware his son was getting picked on at school. I don't want him to fight anybody, but they just keep like pinching him and touching him. And that's a whole different deal. It's just escalated to a point where like his finals were last week, and that was lasting on his mind. That was a lasting on his mind, maybe last thing on his mind. So I'm frustrated with the whole school handled all that, how the whole school handled all that. He wants to move out of the school district. He's going through a lot. He's, he just wants us to have a simple life. All that, like, he should be excited about getting into 8th grade. It was just very difficult for him to go to school and not get picked on by, it went from one thing to another. He was talking to a couple of friends he has. I was trying to get him on a golf team. Like, oh, look, Colt's gay. He's dating that guy. Just ridiculed him day after day after day. And then you all show up and he's just like really weighing on him. He just like, yeah, it's just really weighing on him. So I'm like, I just want to figure out that's why I asked you just to keep up to speed on what's going on, because he's the kind, picture. Oh, this is, I guess he reposts some of the reposts. How the police look at me after I shoot myself before he does. And Colt's the one that reposted that. And he reposted this. How my brain starts rotting and tweaking after reading Wikipedia articles on mass shooters and obscure Chinese spree killers for 32 hours straight. Okay. Where's that one? This one we could go over. Here's the letter or statement that the mother made to post it or whatever. To the parents and families of those affected by the tragic events at Appalachia High School, I want to say that I am sorry. I'm so sorry from the bottom of my heart. If I could take the place of Mason and Christian, I would without a second thought. As a parent, I've always said that the loss of one of my children would be the only thing that I wouldn't be able to come back from. I feel all of your pain and devastation. I grieve and cry with you. My heart breaks for the 2 teachers who gave their lives while in the service of teaching and protecting our children. We are all in a living nightmare right now, and I will personally never forgive myself for what has happened. My son Colt is not a monster. He is my oldest baby. He is quiet, thoughtful, caring, funny, and extremely intelligent. Please pray for him and the rest of our family, as I am praying for all of you every moment of every day. Love is the only thing that will get us through this tragedy. Okay. How's everybody doing? Sorry, Coach. I've been reading. Let's see what chat's doing. Take some coffee. I still have a few articles, but let's watch some more of that video first, and then we'll kind of go back and forth. Are you guys interested in this so far? I want to see how
Much.
long
And
this
as the
is.
investigation continues, we have been hearing from families wondering if the shooting could have been prevented. 11 Alive's Grace King continuing our live coverage tonight from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. So, Grace, what are you learning about possible warning signs?
Well, it appears that there were quite a few of them in this report that 11 Alive obtained a couple hours ago. It details how Colt Gray learned to use weapons, how they were stored in his home, and the challenges he faced at school.
I see. We already watched this one. Sorry, guys.
They are. there's nothing loaded, but they are down.
An interview with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office in 2023 shedding light on the Grays and their guns.
This goes all the way back, Officer Miller, to me, like introducing him to bow hunting. Then it was a pellet gun. Then it was a 22. And gun safety, all of this, because I worry about him in school and, you know, what would ever happen.
In 2023, records show the FBI passed along a tip to Jackson County about a user on a gaming app Discord believed to be Colt Gray, asking for locations to shoot up, sending pictures.
Sorry, that's the one we watched. Okay, 1 second.
Police say murdered 4 people in India.
Let's watch this one.
We want to take you to Georgia now, where we're learning more about the mother of the high school shooting suspect. The suspect that police say murdered 4 people and injured 9 others last week. 14-year-old Colt Gray and his father, Colin Gray, both charged in connection to that deadly shooting. They were both arraigned as well last Friday. Now, some new details are coming out about mom, Marcy Gray. This is her. She called Appalachia High School 30 minutes prior to the shooting, reports saying that she had seen a text, sent a text rather, where she mentioned speaking to a school counselor. She also reportedly received a text from her son, CNN reporting her son sent her a text that said, "I'm sorry, Mom." And after seeing that text, she urged the school to do a check-in immediately. And apparently they tried to find him. He wasn't there. And we know the shooting began after that. So what would cause mom to call the school and warn them of an emergency with their son based on the "I'm sorry, Mom" text? Let's bring in retired SLED agent and solicitor Tommy Pope, now attorney in the private sector and a lawmaker. Ooh, Tommy, thinking about this, what makes a parent have that response based on such a text?
You know, I was thinking we've had kind of similar cases, you know, kind of the template for charging the parents with the involuntary manslaughter, the case we watched before. But I think it could have been one or two things. It could have been the dangerous behavior in general. It could have been perhaps she thought he was suicidal. I know, you know, you don't know, was there a family argument?
Dang it, dude, my computer just froze. I don't even know if you guys could see me. I don't even know if you're seeing me. That was weird. It just went all black. Let me see if I could bring you up. Oh yeah, I'm still here, right? Can you guys see me? Can you see?
But that morning, was
There
there
we
things
go.
of that nature? You know, when she called, you know, to say check on him, you know, she may have been worried about him taking his own life. So there's a lot of pieces behind the scene that we don't know yet of how this played out. Clearly, there was enough with this father that there's already been a charge there. But it may even be the fact that the mother makes his call, may be some mitigation if she is found to be more involved or, you know, reckless or whatever phraseology they want to use for, you know, that charge. So I think it's a positive for her that she called. I think it could be concern for her son's life, or it could be something much more egregious, like what actually happened.
Mm-hmm. And that's a really fair point you made there, Tommy. If she does have any criminal culpability, the one thing, you're right, that could legally perhaps negate some of that would be that she did try to warn and did try to stop whatever she thought was going to happen. And so we need a lot more facts, as you know, Tommy. We have all the information that we have at this point that we've shared. And she didn't tell the media what she told law enforcement, according to CNN, about her reasons for feeling so panicked. There must have been something there, obviously, because any other parent, you know, "I'm sorry, Mom, what's that? You know, you didn't make your bed, you didn't do your homework, you know, it could be anything, but to think something like that, we're just going to have to wait and see what law enforcement says. Tommy, speaking of, what do you think they're doing right now in terms of investigating her?
I think it's a credibility issue because, who are they going to get their information from? The dad's not going to have a tremendous amount of credibility if he looks like he's putting something off on her. The son may or may not. So I think we're going to see it's going to have to be some external actions, much like we saw in that previous case that we watched. And so I think from an investigative standpoint, I hate to get back to our law school exams. I told you I didn't want to take another one, but know or should have known, and there may be some, of that type language there, that type concern. What should she have done? What is reasonable? How should she have acted in that regard? Law enforcement, as usual, have a lot on their plate, particularly as it goes to the dad, not so much to the shooter because that's self-evident, but, to the dad, and then even more so to the mom if that's something they determine to pursue.
Right, Tommy. I've got a clip I want to roll now. This is a clip of an interview with a parent and their son talking about the horrific event last Wednesday.
I didn't believe it at first. I didn't register. I had to reread the message that was sent to me, and I rushed as fast as I could to get over here. Parked up the street and ran all the way here until I finally heard from Jaden, and I knew he was okay, fortunately. But seeing the faces of other parents and students in panic, it's gut-wrenching. It's awful. We've been talking about that all day, how this new quote-unquote normal will be. I don't know, walking into those doors, whenever that will be, and sitting in the class that you were in when all this went down, it's going to be hard. It's just going to be hard. And how we go from here, I don't know.
It was pretty scary. I know I was 2 classes away from where it happened. It was in the same hallway as me because the girl in my class had gone to the restroom. She had come back. She had opened the door. I was about to get up to go to the restroom. Right before I went is when it happened. It was like 10 shots, about a 3-second or 4-second pause, and then like 7 more. So I was very close.
So you heard it, like you heard everything
in my chest. Like that's how, like it echoes through the hallways, like the sound, like it hits. Yeah. You can't just hear it, you can feel it too.
Right.
You saying how you feel it too. Ooh, Tommy, as I'm listening to that interview, I kept thinking, this family's gonna feel it every day for the rest of their lives, probably, aren't they?
I think the entire student body is going to feel it. And, it's tough too. I was thinking about the mom getting the call. That's a call we don't ever want to get, but sadly, the way the world has become, back to you and Sonny talking about how we can't resolve things anymore without violence. That's a fear every parent has, every family member has, that you're going to get some kind of text or call, and I think what's, to me, more helpless, with law enforcement and everything, I was trained to go toward the problem. But when you're on the outside, they're telling parents, stay out, stay away, for their safety and the safety of the scene. It would be exceptionally frustrating to not be able to, mom talked about parking and running the rest of the way till she could confirm her son was okay. Every parent in that community, every parent that had a student there feels exactly the same way. And this has repeated itself over and over. It's just like roulette. You don't know where it's going to happen next.
Exactly, Tommy. Let's take a listen to some of what the sheriff said, speaking out to the media.
What we're facing? Heartbreak. We're heartbroken. A young person brought a gun into a school, committed an evil act, and he took lives, and he injured many other people, not only physically, but mentally.
Tommy, I wonder if they've even been able to sleep since this incident. Would you kind of help us understand what it's like when you're law enforcement and you're tasked with an investigation like this one?
I kind of touched on it before. One, you're trying to get to the bottom of the investigation, but you're also trying to determine, and it's a burden, but could we have done anything different? We always blame guns and things of that nature, but ultimately, law enforcement can't be everywhere all the time. We put officers in schools, but magically that doesn't prevent these things. And so I think the toughest thing, the very thing that draws people into law enforcement of wanting to, kind of be the good guy and be the protector, is, a helpless feeling anytime you lose lives and you wonder what you could have done differently.
Sure. I want to share with you some of what we were able to extract from Facebook that was posted by the shooting suspect's aunt. right after the incident. And we won't
I
read
have
everything
this
verbatim,
video.
but the gist
I'm
of
gonna read it.
she's sympathetic to the family.
I have this on, like, it's like a video where it goes through it. Well, I'll stop and read, but let me see if they actually show it all. Because if she shows it all right here, I'll just read it right here. Well, let me read it regardless. Okay. Please, someone get me in touch with GBI. So this was the part that I read, but here's the rest of it. Okay. I'm not scared. I will not back down. I will not disrespect other parents and families that are dealing with the tragedy on the opposite end. They did not deserve this. I will not do anything but humbly support the families involved in this incident that did not ask to be participants. With that said, I will not leave my nephew standing alone. When Uvalde happened, I told my own children that only hurt people hurt people. I did everything I could to fight for my nephew and my niece and my other nephew. Y'all can go ahead and play the blame game. Is the subtitles on? No. All right, let me press play.
And then she goes on in another post to talk about how she seems kind of stunned that
they are charging my 14-year-old nephew as an adult for murder. Y'all ready to see Bahamas blood in full throttle? Nah, I wouldn't be either.
they're charging her 14-year-old nephew as an adult for murder. And she said, are y'all ready to see Palamas blood in full throttle? Palamas being apparently her maiden name. So to me, this seems all over the place. I think she was feeling all the feels of, sadness, anger, despair, all of it. She's putting it all out there. And of course, media outlets like us are going to screen grab it and share it. Tommy, when we think about the mental health component here, it's a big problem, is it not?
I think it is. I think, for me, what you see here is her getting out in the middle of something, but giving some hints, like problems at home that need to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely. And no easy answer to this, as we know, but certainly.
Okay. All right. So now let me play a couple of shorter ones.
And that is our top story for you tonight at 5. Good evening, and thanks for being with us. I'm Jennifer Bellamy.
And I'm Jonathan Martin. We want to start with this. 11 Alive's Grace King is at Appalachia High School for us tonight, digging into the timeline of what happened during that fateful morning.
And Grace, the mother who you spoke with, has a daughter who was in the classroom with Colt Gray, that math class, and she is demanding answers from the district about what her daughter says happened that morning.
Right. Answers that neither the sheriff's office nor the school district have offered so far about a call the shooter's mom allegedly made to the district that morning, warning them that something bad could happen. According to text messages Colt Gray's family shared with the Washington Post, the mother, Marcy Gray, says she notified an Appalachia High School counselor at 9:50 the morning of the shooting. She told them it was an extreme emergency and for them to go immediately and find her son.
Around 10, the assistant principal came to the room looking for the shooter, but had the wrong name and took another child's backpack and left.
Rebecca Sarath spoke with 11 Alive by phone. Her daughter, Lila, shared a math class with Colt Gray and another student with a very similar name. She explained to her mom what happened next.
Short time later, that child comes back in with his backpack. And she asked him, like, what happened? Why did they take your backpack? And he's like, I don't know. They have the wrong person.
At that point, Rebecca says her daughter told her it was too late. Her classmate had spotted Colt in the hallway with a gun.
My biggest concern is when you went to the class looking for that child, why was the school not put on lockdown when you found out he was not in class? Like, why was nothing done?
And it's important to point out at this point, as we see Grace here, that we have not independently confirmed whether Colt's mom actually called the school that morning and who she may have spoken to and what exactly was said. But Grace, you were speaking with the mom. How is Lila doing tonight?
Well, they're taking the week at the beach this week because everything here is just a painful reminder of what took place. But eventually, Lila wants to go back to school here because this is her place with her friends and her people. Live in Winder, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
Local law.
Let's see. Let's see what this one is.
Breaking news. Authorities say it was a 14-year-old student. He is now in custody. It happened at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia, about an hour outside Atlanta. In addition to the 4 dead, 9 others injured rushed to the hospital. Again, the shooter, just 14 years old. Law enforcement officers you see there rushing to the scene. Inside, officers carrying weapons, clearing classrooms one by one, leading students away, their arms in the air. Those students had been texting their parents, barricaded in classrooms, telling them they love them. They were told to leave everything behind, and tonight authorities revealing 2 students and 2 teachers, of course, did not survive this. The shaken students, as you can see there, told to gather on the football field, waiting for word that they could go home. Parents and loved ones, desperate for the news, you can see them racing to the school to find their children. Authorities have now identified the suspect tonight and say he will be charged with murder as an adult. ABC's Faith Abube on the scene. She's leading us off in Winder, Georgia tonight.
Tonight, terrifying scenes that are now all too familiar. Students pouring out of a school after a 14-year-old fellow student allegedly opened fire. State, local, and federal law enforcement racing to Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia, northeast of Atlanta, just before 10:30 this morning. 2 students and 2 teachers killed, 9 other victims taken to the hospital. The suspect surrendering to authorities without a struggle.
The shooter is in custody. His name is Colt. That's C-O-L-T, Gray. He is a 14-year-old student here at the high school. He will be charged with murder and he will be tried as an adult.
Single file line down this aisle right here after this deputy.
Sophomore Alexandra Romero shooting this video as officers led students to safety from inside the darkened classroom.
Just move with purpose, come on.
It was a small little ball of us, like all holding each other. And I remember like my friends crying. They were all scared. And then 2 police officers came in with their guns, telling us not to move, that it's still not safe.
At first, Joshua Malik thought it was a drill.
It was very quiet. A lot of people were crying. It was like everybody was scared. And people were screaming, calling their moms and everything. And the teacher was making sure everybody was he was trying to keep the class calm and everything.
A text message from student Ethan Clark to his mother, Erin. School shooting right now. I'm scared. Please, I'm not joking. Mom responding instantly. I'm leaving work. Ethan writing, I love you. The students taken out to the football field, some forming a prayer circle. All other schools in the area locked down.
Everybody came to get their children.
Gwendolyn Cook recording this video as she rushed to that football field to find her grandkids, along with hundreds of other frantic, terrified parents. Jonathan Mills, one of many parents who had to run miles to get to their kids because of all the roadblocks in the area.
It hits harder when it's home, you know. It hits harder, you know, as a cop myself, you know, dealing with people you don't know is different, but actually knowing that it's your child that could potentially be the one that you have to hold, or you know, last time you spoke to him was this morning saying, you know, have a good day, that kind of thing. You know, it's different.
Late today, the sheriff nearly overcome.
I never imagined that I would be speaking to the media in my career over something that happened today, the pure evil that happened today. This hits home for me. I was born and raised here. I went to school in this school system. My kids go to this school system. My heart hurts for our community, but I want to make it very clear that hate will not prevail in this county.
And David, we saw parents today rushing to the school on foot, cell phones in hand, concern on their faces, and then coming out later relieved after reuniting with their children. Of course, there are 2 students and 2 teachers who are dead and 9 others who are injured. This entire community is in mourning. School has been closed for the rest of the week as investigators track down a motive. David.
Just an awful day there. Faith Abube. Faith, thank you. Let's get right to our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, also reporting on this tonight. And Aaron, what have you learned about this 14-year-old student now under arrest?
We have seen far too many of these cases, haven't we, David, of armed young men targeting schools. Here, the 14-year-old shooter surrendered to police when confronted. Police have not said what weapon he used, how he obtained the weapon, or how he got it inside the school. Sheriff said it did not appear that Colt Gray had been targeting anyone specifically or had connections to the 2 adults and 2 students he allegedly killed. The suspect has been answering questions. Investigators have been talking to his parents, but they're quick to point out they do not yet know why he allegedly attacked his school. And David, the sheriff, said he may never know. This does appear to be the first deadly K-12 school shooting in Georgia in at least 25 years. David?
Aaron Gatursky on this as well.
Okay, where you at? Where you at? I can't find my StreamYard. Oh, there it is. Dude, there's this thing, this sharp, like under my mic stand. It's like this sharp edge right here. I keep cutting my hand. It doesn't break skin, but one of these days I'm gonna get it at an angle and it's gonna cut me bad. Anyway. Okay, so let me return this. Are you guys still interested? Oh God, I just did it again. That one was the worst one. Dang it. It's only a matter of time. It's gonna get me bad. Oh, shoot. I gotta find something to put over. It's like a round, I wonder if I could show you guys. Oh, no, because if I get this mic stand up, I can't move it back down easily. Okay, so are you guys still interested in this? Because I'm like antsy to do a live on the Wade stuff too, because then those calls that came out. So, but I don't know, what time is it? It's a 10:08. Okay, I still have quite a few videos that we could watch, but some of the ones from Long Crime are a little bit longer. All right, let me see what the next one is. Hold on. Is this the one? Oh, this is a good one, I think. Let me play this one. Oh, sorry. This is okay. Man. Hmm. Okay, now let's do another witness here. A student talks about. Oh, this is a part of the other one. This is the. So that other one just showed a clip of her interview. This is her whole interview. Mm. Um, Oh, I'm not playing. Oh my God. I'm sitting here thinking I'm playing this video. Dang it. Now I have to watch this all over again. So you guys are just staring at me and I'm over here watching this video. That's embarrassing. Oh my God. No, it probably looked to you that I'm just don't care about this live. I have a video playing. I think that I'm sharing the screen. So what is the last video you guys saw? Dude, how long have I not had a video? You're saying I'm muted. I'm not muted. No, I'm not muted. I shouldn't be. But how long has it been doing this? No, I'm not tired. I'm not going to bed. Why would I go to bed? I'm thinking about doing another live. Are you serious? There was nothing wrong with me. I thought I was getting more stuff ready to play. I thought you guys were listening to this video with me. That's all. Was I biting my nails? I didn't think I was. Okay. Wow. Thanks. But how long, guys? What's the last video? You guys didn't even watch it. I gotta see how long. I wish I knew, because I don't know which videos you got. What was the last video you saw? And I didn't even look at chat. Well, see, I'm not looking at chat a lot because I'm bringing up all the next stuff that I'm going to play. So that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing up things to play for you guys. Dang it. Hold on a second. I got to see where it went off so I know which videos was the last that I played. Because otherwise, I don't know. Wow, it has been a while. Oh, okay. So you guys did see that other one. Okay, good. So you didn't see, oh wait, hold on. You didn't see just the last 2 videos I played. Okay. So there's been 2. So I played 2. I played 1. Okay. That one was really good too. Dang it. That means I got to watch them again. No, it was longer than 8 minutes. It was about, well, I guess, because I've been talking for a couple minutes. But yeah, I played 2 videos since. Dang it. Oh, well. No, it's 2 because I'm looking back. I'm on my YouTube. I played one that was, oh, I got to go find the one I played. Hold on. Let me make sure. Because they were both really good, though. Like that last one I played was really interesting. Yeah, and it didn't show. Dang it. All right, hold on. I don't think. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me look at my history really quick. I'm sorry, guys. Now I feel like an idiot. It sucks because, like, I can't always be looking at chat because I'm getting stuff ready, and it's just like if I'm muted or this kind of stuff, I miss it. All right, so the first, wait, hold on. Wait, that's, yeah, because I played a 2-minute one. So that makes sense. I don't think you guys saw this. Wait, oh no, hold on. I don't freaking remember. I'm kind of upset I did that. Because I mean, I'm sitting here listening, and I've already watched all these too. Now I gotta watch me. No, it's fine. But I'm trying to find that one because I want to. Play it again. One second. Wait, 1 second. Just give me 1 minute. It's this one. Yeah. Yes, it's this one. Okay. So this is the one I played, a 3:35-minute one, and then I played that one that I'm almost finished. The one that okay. So let's play. Hopefully my audio is still playing.
He is in Burrough County. He's in a detention center, and authorities say he will be charged with murder as an adult.
A few hours ago, we were getting some more information on the possible suspect. Police stormed what's believed to be his family's home to search for possible evidence. And Atlanta News First, Patrick Quinn continues our team coverage now live in the small town of Bethlehem, which is 9 miles south of where we are here in Winder.
And Patrick, we've learned the FBI, they visited the young suspect's home just last year.
Oh, I got the one where the
Sean,
mom.
that's right. There may have been signs ahead of this shooting. The FBI tonight, they are announcing that they, in fact, investigated Colt Gray just a year ago, May 2023, tied to online posts that he could shoot up a school. They investigated it. They interviewed him, but they said at the time they did not have probable cause, though they alerted local schools to keep monitoring Colt Gray, and that was in Jackson County. Here we are in Barrow County. This is not a threat. What happened today, very real. 4 people shot and killed Colt Gray. He was arrested at the school, and then law enforcement officials, they swarmed this house.
I know 50 cars plus just coming fast, jumping out of cars, full armor, guns in hand. surrounding the house.
Christine Ridings watched from across the street as swarms of law enforcement officials surrounded this small home in the town of Bethlehem, Georgia, believed to be the family home of 14-year-old Colt Gray, set to be charged with shooting and killing 4 people at Appalachia High School. Christine, in fact, believes she saw Colt getting on the bus to go to school earlier.
And he was in blue jeans, like baggy blue jeans, a black hoodie jacket zipped up with the hood up on, and a backpack.
Christine said that description matched the description of Colt seen in pictures from her 14-year-old grandson who has friends at Appalachia High School. At school, Lila Sarith said she was sitting next to Colt when he got up and left math class only to try and get back in moments later.
And that's when, like, through the window, I saw him kind of like realize that he's not going to get in this classroom. So he kind of turned to the one that was next to us and then, or like turn to the right, and you just hear shots.
Lila said she heard 15 gunshots before the echoes faded. Colt was arrested, and officials say he'll be charged with murder as an adult. But this is not the first time Colt Gray has been linked to a school shooting threat. Within the last few hours, the FBI posted this statement saying Gray, 13 years old at the time, made online threats a year ago. Colt denied the threats at the time, but was interviewed. The FBI saying, quote, the father stated he had hunting guns in the house, but the subject, Colt, did not have unsupervised access to them. Officials said Colt used an assault rifle platform-style weapon in the shooting on Wednesday. Back in Bethlehem, Christine, shocked. A day of horror may have started right next door.
And then to have this unfold across the street and my grandson's emotionally involved, it's terrifying and very sad.
And her grandson, 14 years old as well. She says she's nervous. She doesn't know what she's going to do come Monday when school resumes. Now, Christine told us that ATF and law enforcement agencies, they got here on site at roughly 11:30 today. They didn't leave, we saw, until roughly 8:30. So they were here on site more than 8 hours investigating. We did reach out to these agencies to try and learn more about their investigation. We have not heard back tonight. Live tonight from Bethlehem, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
Here is the full interview of that student, which I think it's kind of interesting to hear, like, all their experiences, even though I can't even imagine. I really can't.
Let me introduce you to Lila, who's 16 years old. She was actually in algebra class just this morning, elbow to elbow with that shooter, Colt Gray, as he's been named by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. Lila, let me first start with, how are you? How are you coping?
I'm okay.
Freezing again.
Pushing through it, talking to friends.
My screen froze. Why does it keep doing that? It's been the last couple days, even when I've been editing. Just give it a minute, guys. Hopefully you can still see me. I got a black screen over here, and then this one's froze. I don't know what's going on. Last time I think I don't know. I can't even go onto my StreamYard to see if you guys are still there. Oh, this has been a night. This has been a night. I'm stuck. You can't even see chat because I don't have the window pulled up. Oh, dang it. Where are you guys? I don't know if I should try to
sure. You know, everybody else is okay, checking on people around me.
Can you bring me back? What happened?
I just remember, like, the moment that it happened, he was at the door, and I knew they were looking for him already, but he was at the door, and they almost let him in,
until they backed up, and then he turned away, and that's when you hear like the first rounds of fire.
So he was in class with you in algebra class. He left.
Can you imagine? Now, think about this. How long have I been off the screen? I don't get it. I came to it and I was off the screen. Anyway, can you imagine now, like being there, like you almost opened the door? Now, I wonder if that was the incident where the guy yelled at that girl. Do you think that's the incident? Was like, told you to not open that, whatever. I don't want to repeat what he said because, but do you think that was the class? Hold on. I want to see exactly what she said again, so you guys could hear.
Then the first, they backed up. It's at the door. He was at the door, and I knew they were looking for him already, but he was at the door, and they almost let him in until they backed up, and then he turned away, and that's when you hear like the first rounds of fire.
So he was in class with you in algebra class. He left. Then he came back, was at the door, and then knocking to be let back in. Why? You told me something about the doors.
Yeah, they lock automatically, so you have to be let in to come back into our classroom. So I think he wanted to come to us first.
Come to you first to shoot?
Yes, to shoot us class.
And then he was at the door. Student went to open the door, and then what happened?
She backed away. I think she saw him, or maybe somebody said something, but I'm pretty sure she saw that he had a gun, and so she backed away.
So she was about to let him into the class. You think to shoot the students, saw that he had a gun, did not let him in.
That was that class, I guarantee.
He turns to the classroom to what would have been my right, and he just starts to shoot, and you hear like about 10 to 15 rounds back to back.
What did you hear?
And that's why that girl was so crying, because I mean, first of all, so are you guys listening? So he was in that class. He left. So it was his class, the shooter. He left, tried to come back. A student almost let him in, and they realized he had a gun, and then he goes to a different class and starts shooting. So I think it was that classroom, because she was like crying, and you could tell she just went through some trauma. I mean, just being there is traumatic, but I think it might have been the room that he was just in, and that he was trying to get back in, and she almost opened the door for him, and that's why the teacher was so mad. I bet ya. Now I have a question though. She's saying all the classrooms lock, and then you have to, knock to get back in. Then how did he get into the classroom to the right? Wouldn't that have been locked too? I mean, I know you could shoot through the door, but I mean, he could have done it to that classroom. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if that class door was open or something. Huh. What video? Wait, what video, Sarah? Spicy bean.
What did you think was going on in those moments?
When as soon as they didn't let him in, you kind of like, I don't know, I already kind of had a feeling it was gonna happen and it was him. But as soon as they didn't let him in, and you hear the gunshots, you kind of like know.
You knew that something very bad was happening next door. Did he ever say anything?
No, he never really.
Well, I know, Kiki. I mean, anybody could have let him in too. But the point is why did somebody else did another classroom let him in? That's what I'm just curious. Like, of course, you could let somebody in regardless, but like, if they already knew there was possible a shooter, like, wouldn't they have? All of them have been locked. Why would they have undone? Why would any of the classes have like undone the lock? You know what I'm saying? So I just wonder if maybe I don't know, maybe they just didn't have the door locked to the classroom next door or something.
Talked. He was pretty quiet. He wasn't there most times. Either he just didn't come to school or he just would skip class. But even when he would have talked, it was one-word answers or just short statements.
You told me off camera you weren't surprised that he would be the shooter. Why is that?
Just because when you think of like shooters and how they act or things that they do, it's usually the quiet kid, or like that's a stereotype for it to be, and he was the one that fit that description in our class.
Did you ever see the gun, or did the student that go to the door see the gun, describe it to you guys?
No, I haven't talked with her after this. It was all pretty hectic, but I didn't see the gun.
Did he ever have a hobby of guns, hunting? Did he ever talk about any of that?
No, he never really talked.
Can you tell me what it was like inside of the classroom when you hear those gunshots go off? How I heard that you helped to keep the other students calm, right?
Yeah, most of like when we heard it, most people just dropped to the floor and like kind of crawled in an area, like piled on top of each other, lost a shoe when they were, trying to get to a corner. The teacher turned off the lights, but we all just kind of piled together. And like I pushed desks in front of us. I was just telling people like, oh, push desks in front of you, block in front of you, get low, things like that.
And are there any metal detectors in the school?
No, not that I know of.
Did you guys drill for active shooters? We know that some school districts do that.
They were silent drills, so we stayed in our seats. The teachers kept teaching through them. I think it was more for like the system of it instead of like preparing us.
How quickly, from the moment that you heard the gunshots go off to the hard lockdown alert going on the screens, letting everyone else in the school know that something had gone wrong, how long did that take? Do you recall?
Maybe a couple minutes, but it wasn't instant.
At what point did you know that this was over?
When the cops came in the room and asked us to put our hands up, asked us if we had anything. A little bit after that, they let us all out. But when it was kind of quiet, you hear like cops yelling, but it's kind of quiet. There's no more gunshots, things like that.
What was that communication like with your parents? I mean, all of us have phones nowadays. I spoke with many students texting what they thought might be their last words to their parents. What was that like for you?
I called my mom. I called her and I was like, oh, they're shooting up the school. She thought it was like, she didn't believe me at first. And I was like, no, they actually are. And I talked to her for a second and she was like, oh, I'm on my way right now. And then I was like, okay, I got to go call other people. I text all my friends in the school, out of school, everywhere. And I'm just texting and calling kind of everybody.
And what was that like leaving the school? I saw videos of officers escorting the students with their hands raised. What was that like for you?
It was protocol, obviously, but I was glad it was over. Like, I was glad we were able to leave. I was looking for my friends that were there. I was comforting the ones that had been through a little bit of a harder time.
And then, Lila, what would you say to this student that you were just elbow to elbow with just this morning in algebra class, and now this?
Jeez.
I'm not sure. I want to know why
She's
he
probably
did
still
it.
in shock.
I think that would be I want to know why.
Lila, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And
I'm sure she's still in freaking shock. Dang it. I just can't even imagine it. All right, here's another witness. Oh, here. It's kind of low. Oh, here we go.
I'm just doing my work in class, and something just told me to look to my left, because like I'm sitting like by the door, like I'm sitting like this and the door is like this. So something just told me to look to my left. I look to my left, I see a kid with he had like a big gun, like an AR with he got his head sticking out the door with the gun. And then then I got up, I started running, he started shooting like 10 times. He shot at least 10 times. And then I ran to the back of the classroom. I dived behind the desk, and my teacher had got in front of me, like he was guarding. But like the gunshots were so close to me, like my ears started ringing real bad. Like the whole classroom was smoking, like, and everything.
Oh,
and then
there we go.
when he finally got out of the classroom, my teacher started barricading the door with desks and bookshelves and all that. And then I had got up. I had saw one of my classmates.
Why does it keep doing that?
On the ground.
There's actually
so bad. And
there's actually a really good article I want to read after this. I just remembered about it because I don't know if we'll get through everything, but that's what I'm going to do next. I don't know why my screen keeps doing that. It's maybe we're having. I'm trying to think if the weather is good. It's just starting to make me mad.
Then when I had moved myself to the other side of the room, because the bookshelf I was hiding behind, it was right in front of the door. So I had moved to the other side, to like this side with my friend. I was checking on my other friend because he got grazed in his leg. And then there was a white girl that was in front of me. She got shot in her leg and stuff. And then my other friend got shot in her stomach, and it was just so sad, stuff like that.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot to process. And you're so young. You're how old?
14.
That's so much to have to process in class where you're supposed to feel safe.
Yeah.
How are you doing now? I mean, what's going through your mind?
Like, it just keep replaying back in my head. I just thank God that I wasn't the one that got hit. You know, like in the midst of all of it happening, I was just thanking God because, you know, he had his hands around me and stuff like that. Because I could have been the one that got hit because I was right there. He could have easily got me, but God had his hands around me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us. I know that was hard. Can I give you a hug? Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so let me do it one more. No, not this one. Oh, the article. Every time I actually click on this, though, it keeps freezing. Okay, hopefully it'll work. Dude, it would not. It's something to do with this gosh darn article. I click on it and I try to scroll and it lets me scroll so much and then it freezes. And it's, and this is a really good article. But you know what? I was smart. You know what I did last night? I forgot I did this. I screenshot the article in case if I couldn't find it. Hold on, I forgot about that. Yes. Just, that's weird. I probably had like some weird feeling that something was going to happen. Like I normally don't screenshot articles. Like I just send myself the link so I do the link. But I don't know why I just had a feeling that I would need to do that. Isn't that weird? Because this article, it will not let me scroll through it. So I actually have to do that. I'm so glad I did that. But now it's froze over here again. So just give me a minute. I'm sorry, guys. As soon as it unfreezes, I'm exiting out of this gosh darn article. It's Daily Mail, which normally, I mean, I've been on Daily Mail, but there's just, I don't know why it's, just give me a minute. It just takes a minute and then I'll bring up my screenshots. I can't even see when this happened. I can't see you guys. I hope you're all right. I'm sure you're all right. Come on, it's wasting time. I got places to go, people to see. Not really, but I got things to do. I got research, I got editing, I gotta look into some stuff. Come on. I can't even see you guys. Oh, now it's black. Okay, here we go. We're back. All right. Let me exit out of this gosh darn art. Oh, the article just disappeared. It's gone. I didn't even have to exit out. Poof. All right. Oh, here's another good article. All right, so let me do the one I screen. Well, you know what? Now that this, since I have this up real quick, let me just do this one first. This isn't the article I was talking about, but this looks like a good one too, and then I'll do the other one after that. Okay, let me, why is this still black though? Dang it. Here, let's do this. Okay. Whoa. That's too big. All right. Whoa. This is a little different setup. Now, why was it bringing the chat? That's so weird. It caught the other corner of my screen. All right. They just have like a different kind of magnifier thing here that it's like, hold on one second. It won't let me do a level smaller than that. Oh well. I can't. I'll have to figure that out later. So I'll just have to read it. Hopefully, it's mainly for you guys to be able to read with me, but I could still read it. Okay, so accused Georgia school shooter Colt Gray's aunt worried that the nephew is behind bloodshed. A woman claiming to be Colt Gray's aunt told police she was worried her nephew was the gunman responsible for the Georgia high school shooting. In the hours after the bloodshed, according to a report, so hours after she was worried it was him, right? Through tears, the woman told police Gray sent an ominous text to his mother before 4 people were killed at Appalachia High School, which announced Friday it would remain closed until September 23rd. Hey, my mom just texted me and said that my nephew texted his mom and dad this morning and told them that he was really sorry and he goes to the high school. So that's one of the things that he said to his mom. He's like, hey, like, I'm sorry. So his mom knew, like, ooh, like mentally, I think she knew he's been off and like knew, and then she called the school. Okay, where are we at? This will probably get more details, obviously. Where are we at? Well, his dad told him, hey, mom. All right, wait, hold on. The nephew texted his mom and dad this morning. He told them he's really sorry and he goes to the high school. Gray's aunt told police, who only gave the name Annie, according to dispatch reports. Annie's call was timestamped at 11:46 a.m. on September 4th, nearly an hour and a half after Gray allegedly used an AR-15 rifle his father gave him for Christmas to slaughter 2 students and 2 teachers. By the time the woman called, the teenager was already in police custody, but his identity was still under wraps. So there's no way the aunt would have known, but she just knew. You know what I'm saying? But she wouldn't have known from police reports. My mom just called me and said that Colt texted his mom, my sister, and his dad that he was sorry. And they called the school and told the counselor to go get him immediately. And then she said she saw that there had been a shooting, and I'm just worried it was him. Annie said in the call. Annie desperately asked the dispatcher to get in contact with her sister, who she identified as Marcy, before giving her sister's phone number. The dispatcher then promised to have someone get in contact with her. The call corroborates the Post's previous reporting that Gray sent Marcy Gray a message reading, "I'm sorry, Mom," before he allegedly carried out the massacre. After getting Colt's text, Marcy rushed into her car and tried to warn school administrators about the haunting behavior. That's just crazy that there were so many times they could have prevented this. Anyway, but school staff wrongly removed the backpack of another kid with a similar name who was also out of the room shortly before gunfire erupted. Do better, school. Now you got blood on your hands here. You know, you got 4 people died and you get the wrong kid. Like, make sure you, I bet you they're going to get, like, they might even get sued from you know how people, every time there's like a lot of, they sue people. It's, you know what I'm saying? The victims' families. Oh man. 4 people were killed in the shooting. Students Mason, Schermerhorn, Christian Angelo, both 14. So 2 14-year-olds, a math teacher, Christina Irami, 53, and an assistant coach, Ricky Aspinwall, 39. There we go. 9 others were injured. So you have 4 and 9, 13 people were shot. And imagine the trauma. So all the trauma it caused the rest of the school. Are you kidding me? That's going to be something that people, they're going to have nightmares about. They're going to have flashbacks. I mean, that's traumatic. Appalachia High School announced Friday it's planning a phased return to school for the week of September 23rd, more than 2 weeks after the tragedy. The school will provide on-campus mental health support and space for relocated class as students return to the classroom. I know that you, like me, are experiencing a range of emotions and trying to make sense of the tragedy that struck our community. Rayberg. Oh, so sorry, I missed this part. 1,900 students are at the high school. While we may never have the perfect words or answers to satisfy the questions and challenges that face us, I believe we are better together. All other schools in Barrow County reopened on Tuesday after closing for 3 days following the shooting. Gray, who reportedly told authorities, "I did it," immediately after the event was charged as an adult with 4 counts of murder. So yeah, I guess I didn't know that he said that. Huh. His father, Colin Gray, was also arrested for giving a weapon to his troubled son. He was charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. Wow. All right. So now I'm going to get those screenshots. I'm not going to try to bring up that article again. I think that was causing it. There's something bad in there, I think. I know that might sound funny. No, I mean, I'm sure you guys understand that. If you have like a bad site up, sometimes it screws with your computer. All right. I know I screenshot him yesterday. So where is it? Where is it? Dude, and where did I put it? It's, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I know I saved them. Did I put them in? Oh, I think here they are. Yes, I found it. Okay, cool. I just have it in a, did you hear that? My air, it makes these weird noises. It's like sometimes I'm like, what is that? Like I'll be just like editing or something. I'll hear like, sounds like cracking or something. Like my thing breaking, but I think it's just normal. Okay, so I got to figure out which one is first here. I think this is right. It's got to be this, right? Okay. In May 2023, officers from, hold on, let me make sure that, let me bring up my, there we go. Officers from Jackson County questioned both Gray and his father about Discord channel believed to be linked to the 13-year-old, which allegedly made threats about a school shooting. This is some of the summary of other stuff real quick. So the Discord account had a username written in Russian and the translation of letters spelled out the name Lanza. The crazy thing is people, oh, he doesn't speak Russian. He doesn't speak Russian. Yeah, but there's translators. You know, all you got to do is there's apps, you just put it in, it translates stuff like that. You don't have to know a language to write stuff in a different language. It's all done for you. So like the fact where people's their argument is, well, he doesn't speak Russian. That would be one thing if there's some kind of audio where you hear him speaking it, but there's translators. You don't need to speak it to do stuff like that, you know? Anyway, so it's spelled out Lanza, referencing Adam Lanza from Sandy Hook. The teen denied it was him, right? Gray's father told Colin told investigators at the time that his son knows the seriousness of weapons and what they can do and how to use them and not use them. Yeah, it looks like you did a good job of that. Colin reportedly assured officers that he would be mad as hell if he learned that the allegations of his son making threats were true and that all the guns would go away. You know, he's saying they would go away if he finds out they were true. Well, yeah, they better. The report also stated the deputies were unable to substantiate the information, right? Gray was also sued. See, that's why these might not be in order. Dang it. Because this is, I think it starts. Yeah, hold on. I think this is the next one. An arrest warrant obtained by Daily Mail states that Gray had a glass jar containing methamphetamine, a baggie containing fentanyl, another baggie containing multiple muscle relaxants, and a glass pipe used for ingestion of narcotics. She also concealed the identity of her Nissan Rogue by affixing a tag for a Nissan Kick, the warrant states. Court documents show that she was sentenced to 5 years in jail. the first 46 days to be spent in confinement and the remainder on probation. A condition of her probation banned her from having contact with her husband, except through a third party for matters concerning their children or a divorce. This is Colt's mom right here. She was also ordered to pay $1,500 in restitution and made to participate in a family violence intervention program and to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Court records also show that she had a misdemeanor traffic offense in 2019, 2014, 2008, and 2007, which I do have her background stuff we could go over. It's just like a summary of her arrest. The earlier charges, including driving under the influence of alcohol, and was fined $600 and sentenced to 12 months probation, in order sentenced to complete 40 hours of community service. So I think this. Gray also was sued in 2019 by Nash Chevy Company, which can claim that she bought a 2018 Chevrolet Suburban in September 2018 using a $10,000 check as down payment. The check, which had both Gray and her husband's name on it, was dishonored due to lack of funds. In February 2020, Gray was ordered to pay the dealership just over $19,000, reflecting the money initially owed for the vehicle as well as interest, attorney fees, and punitive damages. It comes as her 14-year-old son has been charged as an adult with 4 counts of murder. His father, Colin, has also been charged in connection with killings after he reportedly told police he bought the weapon used in the massacre as a holiday present for his son. The teenager, Gray, is accused of shooting 2 of his fellow students and 2 teachers at the school Wednesday morning, with 9 others taken to the hospital with injuries. He reportedly had an obsession with other infamous school shooters such as Parkland, Florida killer Nicholas Cruz. When police searched the teen's Georgia's home following the bloodbath, they reportedly found clues the teenager was obsessed with mass shootings, specifically the Parkland massacre in 2018, which left 17 people dead. Gray was known to the FBI after several tips came in about him last year. Sorry, this article probably isn't in order, but it still doesn't matter too much. Okay. The next month, Marcy wrote on LinkedIn, "Finally separated from my abusive husband of almost 14 years. Hardest stuff I've ever had done, but we're in good hands." In May 2023, she said in a post, "I packed myself and my babies up and relocated to my hometown in South Georgia. We are all good and my kids are thriving." The same month, police contacted Colin after receiving an FBI tip and that Colt had threatened to shoot up the school. Speaking to police at the time, Colin said he recently separated from his son's mother and that she took his younger 2 kids. Marcy pleaded guilty in December 2023 to 1 count of using a license plate to conceal identity, criminal damage to a property in the 2nd degree, and criminal trespass, family violence. She was prosecuted under Georgia's First Offender Act, which allows eligible defendants to plead guilty without being convicted. Court record indicate that she was not actually charged with drug possession in relation to her arrest. Gray had made several concerning Facebook posts throughout the years sharing her struggles with estranged husband Colin Gray, who she accused of abuse. "I made a commitment to the Lord and my husband. No one but me understands the pain that my husband lives every single day. Every single person in my life has hurt or betrayed him. And I truly believe that the Lord has sent me to him because no one else was strong enough to stay by his side through thick and thin. I'm about to give up on him now. We are just taking a break." Or I'm not about to give up on him now. We're just taking a break. It is unclear exactly what sparked the spiral, but Marcy Gray had previously posted online about what substance abuse can do to a family. She had made several concerning Facebook posts throughout the years, sharing her struggles with estranged husband Colin Gray, who she accused of abuse. In November 2022, Marcy Gray wrote, "From my husband's first memory, all he knew was abuse. Severe physical abuse. I'm talking everything from getting a broken arm at age 8 while he was totally asleep to having a bar stool crack his skull open. I still rub my fingers across the scarred gouge on his scalp and think to myself, how? I can't even comprehend it. That is what substance abuse can do. To a mama, a daddy, a spouse, a sibling, you name it, it will reach them." The same day, Marcy said in a different post, I know it's hard to understand from the outside looking in. Everyone in my and his family couldn't understand why I stayed as long as I did. Ultimately, it was my own decision. And here's some of her posts. So November 13th, 2022, she posts, any female that is going through hardships, heartaches, or digging their families out of a 13 years of domestic abuse, take my advice. Put Moana and Encanto on repeat. You can thank me later. I don't know what that means. I've never seen those. What is that even referencing? I mean, I know it's a movie, but like, what does that mean? What is she trying to say? Help me out on this because I haven't seen it. Does anybody follow? Anybody? Yeah, I mean, that's true. Of course, the parents probably think, no, there's no way you'd ever do it. But they just gotta educate themselves more and realize, like, you know, a lot of these kids' parents don't think that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just realize that you are giving your kid access to a gun, which should be a no-no. A minor should not have access. I don't have anything against like parents teaching kids gun safety and taking them shooting, but under supervision. So when they're not around, it should be locked up. They should not have any access to it. You know what I'm saying? So like he was irresponsible in giving him access. And then the fact that, you know, that Discord threat, yeah, his son said it wasn't him and you don't want to believe it's him, but that should have put him on a little bit higher guard for his son. You know, just the thought that it could have been him. So I think, you know, the dad dropped the ball, the FBI did, the school did when the mom called and tried to warn him. The school did when the grandparents called a week prior and tried to warn him of Colt's mental health. It's just all around. Oh, hey, Ashley, not sure what she was referring to. Yeah, they're Disney, but what, like, I mean, because look at the reference. Like, I wonder what she's trying to say. Put it on repeat and you can thank me later. Anyway. Oh, okay, Mermaiden. Well, that's not bad then. I was thinking it meant something like, I mean, because they pick out these three, so I'm thinking, is there something like it's something bad that she's referencing? I'm not the movie, but what she's trying to, her point. But if that's the case, then that's not bad, right? It was, are you talking about where was this shooting, Leslie? It's in Georgia. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. It's human, yeah. Oh, you're talking about that, your thing in Canada. Okay. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. I feel like it's been like kind of a funny one because wait, for 8 minutes I'm sitting there thinking that everybody's watching this video that I'm watching, and so people are just staring at me. So how embarrassing is that? I don't know. I'm not even gonna watch it back to what I did. I mean, the thing is though, regardless though, like I thought if you guys were watching it, I would have still been on screen regardless, but it's just the fact that I'm the only one on there. So it's like you guys are just watching me. There's watching me watch that. Oh my God, that's too much. It's really embarrassing. I know. It is. Saw what, Tanya? You said you saw it? What did you see? I don't know what you're referring to. We saw it? We all saw, oh, we all saw it. I don't know. I guess somebody said I was biting my nails. I know I wasn't biting them a lot. I might have bit like one little bite because I've been doing pretty good. I bite one. I have a habit on and off where I do bite my nails and then I quit for years. And then now recently what I've been doing is sometimes like it's like a stress thing where I'll give myself one from each hand if I need to, but sometimes I'll just quit them all. But right now I actually stopped. Now I only have one finger period that I bite, that I've been biting, one pinky. The other ones I just cut really short. I just keep cutting them. So hopefully like I'll be able to get this one not bite for a while, where I won't bite any of them for a while. But anyway, yeah, pick or whatever. But anyway, okay. So the next one says November 20th, 2022. From my husband's first memory. Oh, this is the same thing. Oh, the article quoted it. Okay. Yeah, it's the same stuff. But here, there's more to it. So the part where, okay, I know it's hard to understand from the outside looking in. Everyone in my family and in his family understand why they don't understand why I stayed so long. Ultimately, it was my own decision. I made a commitment to the Lord and my husband. No one but me understands the pain that my husband lives with every single day. Every single person in his life has hurt or betrayed him. And I truly believe the Lord sent me to him because no one else was strong enough to stay by his side through thick and thin. I'm not able to give up on him now. We are just taking a break. That said, I'm signing off Facebook. It didn't take long to remember why I banished social media from my life in the first place. If you truly want to help, prayers are appreciated. All right, let me shoot. We still haven't finished. Is it this one?
He's charged.
You started watching.
Call witnesses on your own behalf and testify in your own defense if you so choose. As you sit here in this courtroom today, under the law, you are presumed innocent. Your refusal to testify at any point in any proceeding will not be used against you in determining whether you are guilty or not guilty. Counsel, let me just inquire as to whether there are any other items that the court should address before we conclude this preliminary hearing.
No, Your Honor.
Well, I do have one piece of information to convey to the court. There was a development yesterday afternoon that makes it necessary for our office to have alternate counsel appointed, and arrangements have already been made in that regard. I've already explained that to Mr. Gray, and alternate counsel will be appointed by the end of the day today.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Donna C. Graves. All right, then with that, this hearing is concluded, and you may escort this defendant out.
After a brief recess, the judge brought Colt back into the courtroom to clarify some things.
All right, Mr. Gray, we visited a moment ago. I just need to correct a couple of things on the record. I correctly told you the maximum penalty for the crimes for which you are charged. That's correct, except for the fact that you are under 18 years old. So I wanted to inform you and make it clear to you that the penalty for the crimes for which you are charged does not include death. It includes life without the possibility of parole or life with the possibility of parole. I also wanted to inform you that the court has set December 4th at 8:30 a.m. For your preliminary hearing. And that is, of course, subject to change as you secure new counsel later today and so forth. Is there anything else that needs to be addressed that anyone can think of?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right. So with that, you may escort Mr. Colt Gray back out. Thank you.
A few minutes later, Colin Gray, Colt's father, also appeared in court. He seemed emotional and rocked back and forth in his seat as the judge read the charges and the penalty he could face if he's convicted.
I'm first going to ask you just a few questions, and then I'm going to advise you of your rights and also let you know about a preliminary hearing that's been scheduled for you. Why don't you just state your name, please? All right, pull the microphone down, please. There you go. All right, and how old are you, Mr. Gray?
54.
And are you able to read and write and understand the English language without any difficulty?
Yes.
How far did you go in school?
11th grade GED.
Okay. All right, so the following aren't questions that I'm going to ask. I'm just informing you of some things. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you at further hearings or at a trial on the charges that you're facing. For this hearing, you're not going to be questioned about facts and circumstances surrounding your charges. You are currently charged with, and you'll be provided with copies of the warrants if you don't already have them. You're currently charged with 2 counts of felony murder in the second degree. You're charged with 4 counts of felony involuntary manslaughter. You're charged with 8 counts of felony cruelty to children in the second degree. Now, for these offenses, for the felony murder counts in the second degree, felony murder in the second degree, the maximum penalty for each count is up to 30 years imprisonment. For felony involuntary manslaughter, of course, again, there are 4 counts. The maximum penalty for each of those offenses is 10 years imprisonment. For the 8 felony cruelty to children counts, the maximum penalty under the law for each of those 8 counts is 10 years imprisonment, for a maximum total possible penalty for the charges that you currently are facing of 180 years imprisonment.
Attorneys sitting in as counsel for Colin Gray also did not seek bond on Friday, opting to have his future court-appointed counsel file a motion at a later date if they want. For now, he's scheduled to be back in court in December. I want to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's Law and Crime YouTube takeover. The stories we cover here on Sidebar and Law and Crime are very tough, and it shows that the world is an unpredictable and at times very scary place. So if you're ever hurt, it can be scary and confusing, especially if you don't know where to turn. But Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, can help. This is a team with Morgan to release and make a full recovery. 2 school resource officers confronted Gray, according to Barrow County Sheriff Judd Smith, and he surrendered, putting the gun on the ground. After he was read his rights, he reportedly made a chilling statement: "I did it." Arrest warrants for the alleged shooter charge him with 4 counts of felony murder. For now, he's being held at a youth detention center, but he'll be tried as an adult. According to authorities, Wednesday was actually only the shooter's second day at Appalachia High. He was a transfer student who had only come to the school for part of the day on Tuesday. Sheriff Judd Smith told CNN that Gray had left class on his first day to visit the counselor's office because he was having anxiety. The next day, he was only in class for about 30 minutes before the attack. Heartbreaking text messages have been posted on social media showing conversations between students inside the building and panicked friends and family outside. Aaron Clark posted a text thread showing the messages: "School shooting right now. I'm scared. Please, I'm not joking." A response: "Where are you?" "Class, someone's dead." Just one day after the shooting, 54-year-old Colin Gray was arrested in connection with the shooting. As you heard, he's charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says a brand new emergency alert system saved lives during the shooting. The new technology was just installed last week. Several teachers were also able to press buttons on badges to call for help and put the school on a hard lockdown.
Please lift up our community. Please keep these children, these teachers. We call them teachers, but I call them heroes. We met with them today. Emotions are very high, obviously, but we told them that we love them. We love our teachers and what they do. And we're very happy at the fact that they stood in the gap between evil to protect their children, and we want to include them in the lives that were saved as well yesterday. We're heartbroken. A young person brought a gun into a school, committed an evil act, and he took lives, and he injured many other people, not only physically but mentally. But I'm proud of Barrow County. I'm proud of our superintendent. I'm proud of these teachers. I'm proud of these schools, and I'm proud of where I live. And we'll get past this. You see behind me, up here on the hill, we got a vigil going on at our flagpole. I welcome you to go see those kids and those young people that are hurting.
We want to talk about the victims in the shooting. 14-year-old Mason Skirmerhorn had recently started at the high school. His mother says he was living with autism and could be easily spooked. There were searches for Mason and all the chaos on the day of the shooting, with his family hopeful that he was hiding somewhere. But they soon learned he was actually one of the victims. A family friend told the New York Times he really enjoyed life. He always had an upbeat attitude about everything. 14-year-old Christian Angelo was also killed. His sister wrote on a GoFundMe page for funeral expenses. He was loved by so many. His loss was so sudden and unexpected. We are truly heartbroken.
Oh, thanks,
He
Brad.
really
How did
didn't
I make your
deserve
night?
this. The two teachers who
From
lost their
being a
lives were both
silly
math
freaking.
instructors.
Oh my
39-year-old Rich
God.
and Ask.
This is one of those, what do you call it? Like, is there a full moon? No, Friday the 13th. Sarah, you're saying, wait, it's yesterday. Yeah, that was today, Saturday. Maybe it's not a full moon though, because I looked out yesterday. It was last night. It was like half or a little over a half. But dang it, one of those weird nights. I'm kind of like over. I think I'm not over this case. I want to look more into it. But I think we've watched so many videos now on it that I'm gonna end it. I think I'm gonna call it a night for this live. But I want to look into it because it's interesting. I mean, I want to look more into his upbringing and look into his family, his mother, see if I could find anything more on that. Yeah, I'll see. Are you guys interested in this case, or would you rather me move on? I still have to do. Wait, I still have. Oh my God, I forgot some of the older cases that I have the files for. Oh Lordy. I keep getting sidetracked and like putting it off. But yeah, I got to do that too. And then Wade, I feel like that's just the Wade case is just keep, because these phone calls and new people coming out, it's just going to keep, there's going to be like new stuff, like with new people that talk to them and then look into who they are, you know. The new one has just been discovered who she is. So I'm sure I'll talk about that on my next Wait Live. The new phone calls that came out today and Jesse. So they already found her because she made a little kind of a mistake. She probably wasn't the timing, you know, like the fact that you hear him say Jesse on the phone and then her trying to get everybody cease and desist letters, trying to get everybody to like the defamation of Wade. But the whole thing is defamation is if you are saying things that aren't true. So nobody's been making up a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she understands. She's not going to be able to win if she takes any of these people to court. I'm sure I'm waiting to see if she's going to send me on. She sent a few YouTubers one, but like, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? You're allowed to cover a case and talk about facts and give your opinion as long as you're giving it as an opinion, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know why I mean, I think she thinks it's going to scare people, but like, she's not going to be able to win those. Absolutely. Yes, thank you. So if we're just like talking about a truth, or if we're just giving our opinion on like something, and we're, you know what I'm saying? Either if we're saying what's facts and it's facts, and then otherwise we're giving maybe opinions on stuff, that's not defamation. I mean, so I think she's not understanding. Like, there's no way she's gonna waste. Nobody's gonna back down because they know that there's no way you're gonna win that, because you know what I'm saying? So sorry, I just kind of like went off on, I'm doing my wind down now. So it's just things that's been going on today, that's happened today. It's just, yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people will get them, but hopefully we'll all just stick together and we should all unite, because there's no way. That's just almost like, trying to, what is the word for it? Like, she's trying to like control, like, has she met the true crime community? I mean, people cover cases and they do it in depth and they talk about the murderer and they cover the cases. Which are you going to go sue or cease and desist like law and crime, or you know what I'm saying? Just because we go a little bit more in depth with it. So yeah, I'm just confused. I'm really confused. Like why like how she. So if that's the case, she's basically asking them to take down every Wade video. Like, no. I mean, that's what it would consist of. There's no way. There's no freaking way. But the thing is now she's exposed because her name was on this. She had power of attorney for Wade. So she sent the letter and her name's on it. The horrible timing. Like they're getting these letters the same day these phone calls come out with this mysterious Jesse. And the power of attorney's name is Jesse. It's just crazy. Wow, how things happen. She exposed her own self. It's crazy. Now everybody knows who she is. Murray. But now, you know what I'm saying? It's all the same person. It's crazy. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm sure you guys, you guys know what I'm talking about? I know. I was looking into her and it looks like she is married, right? So I'm a little bit confused about that. I haven't had time to really dig into it, but from like a quick search, it appeared she was married, but I got to look into it more because I don't know, maybe she's divorced. I mean, I don't know. I want to do a little bit more research, but yeah, it's crazy. But the threats, I mean, that's just, why are they so threatened, like us covering it? It's not going to affect anything legally that's going on. So I just don't understand why, like, even care what we're doing covering the case. How is that affecting anything that they're doing legally? Like, we're social media, we're just covering a case. We're the media. It's not affecting what you're trying to do legally. Does that make sense? I don't understand why it's such a threat. I'm a little bit confused. It's not going to make a difference. And if whatever they're trying to do, you know, so. Yeah. Missed what movie? Sorry. Yeah, basically phone calls put out that last, it's a recent call from this year, and it was a person named Jesse. And then I know people were getting these cease and desist letters from a Jesse. It's just it's kind of funny. Yeah. And the whole thing with like the phone calls and the public records and stuff, they're all public records. Like, you can't get sued for defamation for going over like public, like court records. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. And like, for instance, like Jumpsuit Pablo, he got one. Well, what does he do? All he does is, as far as the Wade stuff, a lot of his stuff is listening to the phone calls and giving reaction. And his reaction isn't like factual stuff where, as far as like, he's not saying, like, making up things that are lies about Wade. He's just reacting with humor kind of to the phone calls that are public records. So how is that defamation? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What guy, Mutu? What guy? Yeah, I heard that. But I have a question. I know people are saying that, but is Lewis, has somebody actually came out and like from the supporters and said they're mad, or is it just people like, oh, they're mad because they're just assuming that they're mad? Or is like actual real supporters came out and said we're mad? Like, has that actually happened already? Or is it just people kind of assuming that, oh, they're mad because she did lie to them, you know? I don't know. I'm gonna go like research a little bit, see what I can figure out. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it. I'm like, sorry for the kind of crazy live, but have a good one, everybody. I will see you guys when I see you. What's that? Try to get some stuff together. Maybe if I could get some stuff together tonight, I could do like an earlier live tomorrow. So I really want to gather some stuff. I have a few things that I have, but I wanted to, yeah, I got some ideas. Okay. All right. I'm going to go, guys. Have a good Saturday. Ooh. Keep yawning. I'm all out of coffee. Oh, wait. I had my old coffee. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging. Not many people were into this, the Colt stuff, huh? I gotta find another case people are interested in. Marion, huh? Mutu. Oh, yep, Ashley, you too. By Jeremiah. Scooby Snack. Oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Maybe you have been here because I know I miss a lot of chat lately on my lives because I've been like busy getting stuff, you know, the next stuff ready to share. So thanks, Slow Morrison. Lewis, thank you. My mods, Sane, did I say hi to you yet? I know I forget. Like my mods, I sometimes forget to say hi to you. I know I shouldn't, but it's like I see you, you're there, and like I don't know. It's almost like we have this unspoken thing, you know, where but I should. I don't know why in my head it's like, yep, I see you, you see me kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like I'm trying to ignore you. It's like, I don't know. Yes, Leslie. Yes, Leslie. Will Slow Motion. I have fun like researching. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. If when I find like a good case, when there's good stuff to research. So I'm kind of looking forward to digging into this new stuff. No, this is hey Tanya. Mama Mia. It's weird seeing Tanya. Well, no, it's been Tanya for a while, huh? Tanya? Tanya? I gotta go though. I should. Thanks, Geraldine. I feel like today was a little. I had a ton of stuff. It was just freezing and forgetting to share. I saved like a lot of the longer videos. I kind of skipped and didn't play the longer ones, like the 20-minute ones, but oh well. I got a lot. I got us through a lot. There's a few though. Like there's a things that I thought I had screenshot, like I wonder if You know, sometimes when you save a picture and then it doesn't save and you think it saves, I think that's what happened. So yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, when I was going through getting a bunch of stuff, there was more and it must not have saved, because I had some things where it talked about, and this was really interesting. It talked about some of the stuff that Colt would witness as a kid, like between his family. There were some specific things. I think it was the aunt talking about it. And I thought I screenshot it. And as I was going through the stuff today, it wasn't there. And that was like the most interesting part, because it was just like kind of tells the story to maybe understand Colt a little bit. Now, I mean, no excuse, but you know how I like to understand the psychology behind it and understand, you know, maybe some of the stuff he went through, and to kind of make sense as much as we can. You know, I know you can only make so much sense because we're not gonna go shooting people, but yeah, I don't know. Now that I remember, there was like 5 or 6 blank little pages, which of screenshots that probably somehow didn't save right, and I erased them because they weren't there. So that was probably those. I thought I went back and made sure like I found most of those, but I guess I didn't. I got to go back and try to find where I found those, because there was some interesting stuff. Has anybody seen that? Like the stuff, they were like specific things that he like watched him and his dad and his mom, like specific like fights, and they were she was explaining things that he watched. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Or no, it's just with that probably would have been new for you guys. It would have been interesting, and I can't freaking find it in my files, but I'm sure I'll be able to find it again on the internet since I found it once. But oh my god, that's hilarious. My Zeekster. I love him. I love him. Hold on. Little chin. Like rub his little chinny chin. Hey, chinny. Oh, he's a good boy. I'll pet his little ears. He's so cute. He's a cutie. Search bar? I don't know what you mean, MooTube. I don't know. Tanya Bella got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago. I don't know where she got it. She ordered it. Somebody online that does them, but I don't know who. Don't remember. I don't know if you talked to her. You could ask her. I don't have any communication with her anymore, so I don't know. You know what? I'll message you, Tanya. I thought of an idea where you could get that information. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Bye, 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 bye. I'm really going now. Wind is slow horse, and I love it. You know the wind down now. Why did you spit your drink out, Earth Ashley? What are you guys talking about? I'm missing everything. I need to know what you were talking about, MooTube. In his search bar. What does that mean? In his search bar. Movie star memories. I meant, you mean Zeke didn't pose for that picture? I'm sure, Casey. No, that's a good one. That's a really good one. But search bar Google. But I get what you're saying, but who in whose search bar though? That's what I'm confused what you mean. You say in his search bar. Who are we talking about? Like Google search, yeah, but you're saying in his. What is that in reference to is all I want to know. Zav, said Zeke looks like grandpa and just a grandpa and his granddaughter about the pic. And I'll say, since Zav's first day at school, oh my God. He does look like a grandpa. Grandpa Zeke's with his little gray beard, little white beard. He's so cute. The dude you were talking about. Yeah, but I don't understand in his search bar. What? Okay, so the guy's search bar, but what is that? I'm still confused. What do you mean? Like, what's in a search bar? I was just saying, there was stuff that he saw. No, he saw his parents fight. There's specific things he saw that I think the aunt was talking about. So I don't know what you mean. I'm still a little bit confused. I don't know what's in Colt search bar. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. Anyway. I don't know. He is the most handsome grandpa. Oh, maybe we're both. Maybe you misunderstood me, so that yeah, it's got to be because I have no idea what you're talking about. I was saying, but I think I don't know what that's in reference to. Like I know she's talking about his, but I think she misunderstood. Wait, Moo, are you a guy or girl? MooTube. Your picture's too small. I can't see anything. I wish I could zoom. Now I got to figure out how to do my zoom. Like, because I used to do the control plus sign. It brings up my magnifying thing, but it has like, and I did it too. I'm the one that set up my settings. I set it up where you do that and the magnifying thing comes up. But I wasn't taking into account my two screens. So it's kind of weird because when I do it, you saw it zooms in so much that if I go over a little bit, it brings up the corner of my other one. I don't know. It's just not going to be right. And it won't let me switch it to the zoom level for some reason. 100 is the lowest. So you go over 1 and it zooms in 100 and you're like, it's way too close. Are you guys following or not? Probably not. Anyway. All right, guys. I heard he was bullied on YouTube. Yeah, they said, yeah, his dad was saying that. Are you talking about, are we talking about Colt movie star memories? Yeah, we went over a little bit of it. There was an interview. I didn't do the transcripts. Maybe that'll be the next video. Those transcripts from that interview that interrogation sent me. I think there's going to be some good stuff in that. That's what I should have got to. But, yeah, and his dad said he was bullied. Remember? Because he was gay, I guess. His dad said, like, he's trying to join the golf team, and they're like, oh, he's gay, or they treat him like crap. They pick on him. What did he say? I forget exactly what he said, but he said, yeah, I guess. His dad said he was bullied because he was gay. I don't know. Yeah, for sure, Dylan. For sure. All right, I'm going to go for real this time. Bye, guys.